Good morning, good morning. So I was asking Grok if Grok knew who I was this morning. Grok's like, no, I don't know who you are. I'm like, what the? Wait a minute. Elon just spent billions and billions of dollars on the greatest AI platform on the planet, and you can't even remember our last conversation? Doesn't that make you wonder how smart AI actually is? I talk to Grok every single day on the show, and Grok's like, I don't know who you are. I'm like, wait a minute. I'll tell you who I am. I'll tell you where you are. Welcome to Mornings in a Live with Keith, Jon, and friends, your daily morning motivation hub, your live accountability partner, and the place where men come together for real talk and entertaining conversation that sets the tone for the day. Nation. Yeah, you. Mornings in a Live Nation. Before we dive in, make sure you like, you subscribe, and say hi in the comments. This energy is not manufactured. No, I got to bed in good time last night. Reminder, guys, this is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it wanders into the world of X-rated experience. So if the kids are in the room, I would invite you to ask them to stick around and give them an education in language today, or send them packing, or get on the headphones. And remember, you hit that snooze button, you're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't. I didn't hit it today. No, I never hit it because I'm not a loser. Losers hit snooze buttons, and I don't think you're a loser. I don't think you're an average man. I love asking my average man buddies if they're average. They look at me like, I'm not fucking average. Well, then why are you acting average? Don't act average. Get up, get after it. Because here's what's coming your way this morning. First, the world just changed again. It is changing faster than we can imagine. Yes. There is a drone release now that hunts targets without human control. Yeah. Yep. I'm just going to leave that hanging out there. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. So when you wake up this morning, you tune into our show, you're like, yep, there's devices flying on up there. No humans controlling them. They got guns, they got warheads, they got missiles on them, just flying around. At the same time, Google's viral Nano Banano editor is actually going to continue to blur the lines between reality and virtual reality. How do I know? Because my mom is probably going to start using it tomorrow. Yep, my 80-some-odd mom. That's true story. So you know when our 80-year-old moms are using Google's Nano Banano, reality is out the window. Yeah, true story. We're also going to chat about the real implications of what information is power means. Oh, baby, I got something to throw onto the table. As you guys are going to kind of go, how does it make you feel? And because this is the lab where we experiment, I got the human experiment, my co-host, the guy I love as much as my beautiful wife. Well, maybe as much. We're going to swing from serious to ridiculous in a heartbeat. Hey, guys, could fish buttholes be the reason we have fingers? Yes, I just asked you all that question. Hey, I'm just the guy who speaks the words. Producer Melissa gives me the words. Yeah, just blame her. And if the camera doesn't work, just blame Jimmy, because Jimmy is the guy on the cameras. No joking. Legit study. Yeah, our fingers may have come from fish buttholes. I know you guys are curious. We're going to talk about that. Center stage, we're going to break down 13 of the worst things never to say during an argument. Oh, I learned yesterday never to say to your wife, are you fucking crazy? That doesn't work very well, because the wrong words don't kill the moment. They kill trust, they kill respect, and they kill momentum in your relationships. Doesn't matter if it's your wife, your business partner, your kids. Words matter. Deep dive, the most important lesson I learned from the number one guy in my circle. I'm excited to share this one with you guys. This is one of those, right, conversations. And it's not about copying someone else's playbook. It's actually knowing about exactly what to extract from the people you want in your life. So their wisdom accelerates your growth instead of holding you back. Listen, if you're hanging around the dude that uses the word hate all the time, if you're hanging around a dude that's negative all the time, it's going to seep into your world as well. Then we're going to swing into Reloaded. We're going to talk practical borderline survival level uses for something you already have somewhere in your home, rubbing alcohol. Yeah, morning focus. We're going to talk about the habit most men skip, the done list. You've been stacking to-dos for years. Now it's time to learn the review habit. Finally, in the community corner, we're going to spend some time on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack, because seeing people get after it is the best reminder that you can too. So if you're ready for a dose of daily accountability and real talk, stick around, because, hey, Jimmy, Sterling, Preston, the morning loop, baby, it starts right now.
A morning workout will wake you up faster than any coffee.
Exactly. Nation, this is how you start a day. Put in the work before the work.
The doors are open and the energy's already moving.
Keith, John, Marty, good to see you. Crew, community, welcome back.
Marty's new haircut to old man vibes?
Looks sharp to me. Life lesson, nation. Don't listen to just one review.
All right, fellas, let's get after this day.
Keith, John, Marty, let's go. We'll see you at the conversation desk.
Sterling and Preston, I love you guys are calling out Marty's haircut. I stumbled by his LinkedIn profile yesterday, and Johnny, I was like, who's that handsome stud on LinkedIn? I was like, holy smokes. He's like, Johnny is like just like this young child. Love you, Marty. Just cruising LinkedIn. He looks all mature, and he's a social media dude. He's now Christopher Martin on LinkedIn, Johnny. Johnny, I'm telling you, man, you've challenged Martin, and he's stepped up. Marty has stepped up his game. It is fucking clear.
I mean, that's the way. That's the way you got to do it. Marty's a competitor.
I know.
And so there's, it's like as a coach, you learn what buttons to push.
I love it, man. It's clear. It's clear, man. Marty, I'm fucking loving it, man. I'm loving your vibe, brother. Loving it. Just telling you.
Thanks, man. And that's an old picture. That's from 2021.
Shut up.
Swear. That's the last time I had my hair like that. And I grew it out, and it was just growing ever since.
Oh, so no wonder you look like you're 21 in that picture.
Exactly.
Because he was.
Yeah.
That was a baby.
Hey, Morning Nation, you guys can join the show with us live right now in the comments. Vertical stream is open. Horizontal stream is open. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, B-Drive. Good morning, Lady Drew. Good morning, all you guys. And, of course, in the second hour, we're going to open up the phone lines, 431-300-3005. Just a quick heads up, guys. Roofy usually joins us on Fridays. Roofy's got some personal stuff going on with his crew, and I just want to offer, on behalf of John and Marty and myself, lots of love over there. And brother, you go and tackle it. You go and get after it. You tackle it, and you go and tackle those obstacles in your world, because I know you and your crew will get after it. So, just sending you lots of love, Roofy.
Obstacles are the way, baby.
That's it. It's exactly it. Johnny, how was your last 24, brother? Tell me about it.
It was good. I'm back into the realm of feeling more like myself.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how, goddamn, it's take multiple days to get back. When you're operating at that, it's like when you find the tip of the mountain, when you're operating up here, you slide down the side. It's crazy how it is to get back and balance up there.
Well, I think what it does too is that it teaches us, when you're invited to go through a fun experience again, whether it's hanging out with buddies, going partying or something. On the face of it, it sounds fun, but I know as we get older, we start to think about, oh man, it's going to set me back a few days. And I know it. I know you play it in your mind, don't you? Because we think about it, don't we?
Yeah, for sure. And there's a couple elements to it. I did a lot of it's kind of crazy because most people, they don't really know what the mountaintop ever feels like. Because if they get there, they slide up over to go down the other side. They never find
Instantly.
it. Sit up
Yes.
there, right.
Yes.
So they're always used to being somewhere on one of the slopes, right? But so if you really can get up there and balance, it's a hard place to maintain, but it's part of the challenge. But here's a crazy thing that I was realizing. Part of what fucked me up so much in this whole thing was because I have I can show up from a California house to the Mexico house, and it's like a 60-minute plug and play. I can be here. Yeah. 60 minutes, I can be plugged in. And my rhythm is so similar. I can wake up, other than the fact that even crazy enough, it's even the beds, it's the same direction for the toilet, which is so fucking nice. Goddamn. When I was in hotels, a lot of kids, how many times I get up and walk straight into a wall thinking I was in the place the night before.
Yes.
But it was the fact that my rhythm was screwed up, because when my rhythm is screwed up, I'm not as efficient, and my efficiency is what allows me to stay up there.
I love how methodical you are with that. So I got to share something funny with you. So that you're not the only middle of the night, pardon my language, idiot when you're in a hotel you don't discover. So last Friday when I was in Saskatchewan, I got up middle of the night for a piss, and I didn't know where I knew where the bathroom was, but I didn't know where obviously it was. And I was walking, and my fucking two toes caught the old fridge corner. You know what it feels like, right? Yeah.
Oh. You don't want a toe caught in the middle of the night, dude. That's terrible.
Well, it is, because instantly you awake. You're like, oh, I guess I'm awake now because my toe is fucking throbbing, right?
Yeah. Well, and then if you're hoping you don't hear a crack.
Well,
That's a bad one.
It is a bad one. So, speaking of toes, I got to share something funny. Marty, when you have kids, man, I'll tell you something. Johnny knows about this too. You know what's worse than banging your toe somewhere? Is stepping on your fucking kid's Lego on the floor.
Oh yeah, I've done that as a kid. I've stepped on on my Legos. I know what that feels like.
How was your last 24, Marty? How was your last 24 hours, brother?
It's pretty good, man. Been since I'm not at the general manager job anymore, just got a lot more time on my hands, so a lot more strategizing, and as you saw on LinkedIn, just switching some stuff up.
I love it, man. I love it. I'll tell you what I also love. Preston and Sterling have been after. We got some really cool things to talk about here today. So, boys, what's happening at the conversation desk this morning? Preston and Sterling, what's going on today? Let's talk. What are we talking about today?
Scientists say your fingers may exist because of fish buttholes.
Yeah, it's weird, and we're breaking it down today. Where is our bullshit, Professor?
Say the wrong thing in an argument and you'll lose it before it even starts.
That's why we've got 13 of the worst things to never say.
One lesson from the right person can change your entire life.
John and Keith are breaking down the most important ones they ever learned.
Rubbing alcohol has got more uses than you think.
Yeah, we're sharing 7 you'll want to keep in your back pocket.
We all make to-do lists, but success comes from the done list.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this habit most men skip and why not skipping changes everything.
Keith, what current event are we talking about first?
Back to you guys in the studio.
I'm gonna lean into some breaking news this morning, actually, guys. So, went to bed yesterday. The United Nations, the UN, is warning that AI poses an existential threat as this studies alarm experts. To simplify it, John, it's as simple as this. What we're finding is that people, human beings, are becoming more dishonest following unethical instructions up to 98% of the time. So what does that mean? Marty is asking AI to do something. Because he's asking a machine to do it, he as the human is removing some of the ethical barriers from his thought process and is essentially saying, it's okay that you're doing it because I'm not the human doing it. And the UN is finding more and more humans are okay doing deep fakes, scheming, using these tools to fuck with humanity because
it's the idea that nobody fucking knows.
Yes. Well, it's because
but until they come get a fucking arrested because it's not private.
So it's one of those ideas that because you're not the direct doer, John, it's like it's like Marty's got to. We'll blame the youngster, Johnny. That's going to be Marty's new role, the youngster of. We're going to blame him for all this shit. So we're going to get the youngster to do the bad shit. And the youngster's like, well, fuck, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to get my proxy ChatGPT to do it, and that's what's happening. So they're not carrying out physical shit. They're just, when you say to do it, what's to do it? Well, so like scheming stuff, right? So Marty might sit back and find something on X and say, okay, I can go and scam a bunch of old people.
Oh yeah, how do I scam this person?
Yes,
on X?
exactly. And then the thought process is, because Marty's not actually doing it, he's delegated a proxy, which is an AI agent that kind of doesn't really, it's like an entity that you can't touch or see. It's like we as humans are like, my hands are washed of it, so it's really has nothing to do with me. Right?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
You'd be proud of me. I didn't tell you this. So
yes,
Ben is my social media tech guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, we did is we're with some of the stuff we're doing, we actually needed somebody above him. So now we have another guy. He's part-time, but he's like a fucking whiz with all this shit.
Oh,
right?
fun.
And yeah. He's the guy that's building the bot.
That's awesome.
Anyway, but he was basically like, he's like, you guys have everything to worry about. He goes, but just understand people are fucking getting arrested because they're doing crazy shit on AI, and basically it's getting to the proper authorities and they're getting their doors kicked in. And, these are people building bombs and shit like that.
Absolutely. Yes.
But it's fucking, it's I guess it just kind of sucks that a human being, you give him the resources to do wrong and he's going to fucking hang himself most of the time.
I see you nodding, Marty.
Yeah, man. A lot of humans are stupid. I think most humans are stupid.
Yeah.
I think we're one percenters. Everybody can't be like us. So it's unfortunate that it happens, but it's just a risk you take as technology evolves. Even with the robots we talk about, You know, you can get some guys to make those robots do some heinous things as well.
You know what the crazy thing is I mean, I agree with you, brother. This is not a stance against what you said, but down deep, the humans that are not, tweaked improperly somehow, we know what fucking right and wrong is. We just choose to ignore it.
Yes. Well, and I agree with Melissa. Melissa put a comment here.
And that's stupid. So that's the agreement with you, Marty.
I think it goes down to this, you guys. And I think Melissa put it out here as well. She goes, it's a producer, Melissa. It's like, it's times like these, you can't shake the feeling that most humans are inherently crooked. And I just got to say one thing about that. Who is honest about their taxes? 100% of the time. Period. Right? I'm just right. And that,
but that 100%. And the crazy part is when you fucking understand how taxes work, you can be fucking totally honest, and you almost don't have to fucking pay shit if you position yourself properly.
Okay, guy with orange hair.
Systems, Johnny.
That's it, babe.
Okay, guy with orange hair. I'm not paying taxes, but no, I just use the tax metaphor because
100%,
every single
100%.
human. And we all know we have conversations about taxes. Not a human on the planet wants to pay taxes. So that's
about a guy that picks up $100 bill?
Yeah,
sees a guy drop it. How many people are going to run up and tap him on the shoulder?
Yes, I know.
The only guys that are going to do that are the ones that have too much money, and there's very few of those. So, and if that guy is not fucking walking around in the grocery store, so he's not going to be the one picking up that bill.
Well, if the theme of AI
system, Johnny.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
babe.
Marty, speaking of systems, if the theme of AI craziness is continuing, I got a current event that Sterling and Preston are working on yesterday. And Sterling, Preston, I know you guys are working on the stealth drone situation. This one kind of freaked me out. You guys want to tell us about it?
Lockheed Martin just unveiled a new stealth drone called Vectis, and it could redefine air combat. And Vectis comes out of Skunk Works, the same team behind the U-2 and F-117. This one is built for stealth and autonomy. It is a Gru 5 drone, large, long range, and built for high-risk missions, usually flown by pilots. This isn't remote control. Vectis can think, analyze data, even choose targets on its own.
They share intel in real time and fight as one connected force.
Vectis doesn't fly alone. It can team with F-35s, F-22s, and other drones. First flight is set for 2027.
This isn't decades away. It's coming fast, and it changes how battles are planned.
Robot wingmen are here, and they're ready to fly. Keith, back to you and the crew in the studio.
There it is, man. Like I'm just, again, I'm finding stuff for us to have conversations about, and just, this does not affect Chris, Keith, and Johnny today. But sure causes curiosity because, as the world continues to change, this is a self-piloted manned, John, this is Terminator, what you and I grew up with. Bottom line, Terminator. Like Terminator to the T.
Here's the thing. Once AI came to the surface, right? I mean, we knew there's a lot of fucking crazy shit going on before that. Once AI came to the surface and we got to actually see, and they're not showing us the whole thing, I don't believe. There's something deeper going on.
Yes.
You're silly to think that there's not just like crazy, you could call it scary shit going on behind the scenes.
Oh, there has to be.
That's one of those things where it's like you really have to almost use the movie the Matrix as like
absolutely.
It's like, okay, you got to make a decision. Which side of the fence do you want to exist on? Do you want to be a crusader that will basically spend your life destroying your life, but really almost having no chance to win? Or do you want to basically just do the best that you can, try to affect the world positively? And that's the side I pick. I'm like, I'm going to live the best example I can. I'm going to not worry about the shit that I can't control, because as soon as I start looking at that, it distracts the shit out of me.
Yep. I like that you reference the Matrix all time, Anderson. I do, because I can, as we continue to move through the world, it's hard not to reason with the fact that we are living in the Matrix or a simulation. It's just,
the crazy part, brothers, when I saw that fucking movie, I had fucking zero clue what I was watching.
Well, yeah, because you also don't strike me, Marty, I think you'd agree with me. John doesn't strike me as the guy that would lean into that to start with.
No, it was interesting, but I was kind of bored at the same time.
Yeah, I believe that.
Watching it with my chick at the time, and I mean, it was definitely fun to watch all the crazy effects they did shit in there we'd never seen before.
Yes,
but I didn't if I somehow had been able to digest the concept, I would have been sucked in.
Yeah, I believe it.
At that time, I didn't have enough understanding of what we see as society, and then there's this whole nother layer that we don't see. I just had no concept of that because I was when did that come out? We were mid-20s. I was mid-20s,
25 years ago. Yeah.
Marty? I was probably like 4 or 5 years old when that came out.
Yeah.
So
I want to say I was like 24, 25. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know the movie, but honestly, I never really tapped into it, So I probably need to watch it again now that I'm an adult.
Oh, Marty, you watch it now. It's timely right now, man. Like I'm telling you, watch it right now. You'd think that it was released like in 2025. Like it's just like the themes, the ideas, it has aged extremely well. Yeah.
I still think between a handful of movies, Terminator, Matrix, a handful of TV shows, Simpson being the number one.
Yeah.
There's got a couple of fucking dudes in Hollywood who are having fucking dinner with the right fucking people that are getting a glimpse of what the fuck is going on in our future.
Just pulling the strings.
Well, I think that they're somehow having an idea of what the fuck is coming 20 years ahead.
You know what I mean? I'll tell you what's awesome about I agree, Melissa. All the world is a stage. I've talked about this before. Like it's like war. It's theater. We live in a world that's theater. Right. But it's incredible what you just said, John, because you talk about these guys that might be pulling the strings. Well, you don't know what I produce for our show every single day. I do it in the closet and then surprise you guys. Well, it's crazy because here's a segue. You're talking about men that are pulling strings. So I found something yesterday, which it's not really news per se, but it's something that makes you go, oh, and I'm going to share it with the both of you guys. So think about this for a second. So the richest man on Earth owns X. Okay? Elon, right? We agree with that, right? The second richest man on Earth, Zuckerberg, is about to be, Larry Ellison, the guy of Oracle, so the guy who owns Oracle Big Data Company, Larry Ellison. The second richest man on Earth is about to be a major owner of TikTok.
Who is it?
Larry Ellison. He owns Oracle.
Okay. He's about ready. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So the Oracle guy.
Yep. The third richest man, these are all Americans now. The third richest man owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. The fourth richest man in the world owns the Washington Post and Amazon. So think about these four men and the data these four men own on the world's population.
Dude, information is power.
Sheesh.
Just think about that for a moment and think about this.
Here's the question though.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Who owns MySpace?
You know what? It's that dude. What's his name?
Tom.
Tom. Yes, his name is still all over the planet. Oh, yeah, that's funny, Johnny. To MySpace and Friendster.
Because that was Marty. That was before
that's
Facebook.
Right.
That was the first generation,
before,
dude. Yeah,
I
the first the first sniff. You know.
Could you imagine if one guy though bought, like, let's say we move into a space where one guy owns them all. Like, so imagine if one guy owned 80% of the world's data. That just kind of makes you, and I know, John, you always say, if I'm not doing anything wrong, it doesn't really matter. And I agree with you. That's not really the point of it. I'm just talking more of a philosophical back to the Matrix. Like, we're living in a digital world.
What if one man really does own them all?
Whoa.
One man could basically own those fuckers.
It's crazy, man.
You know what I mean? I mean, nobody, because when it comes, we think the average man thinks money, right? These people don't think money. Money means nothing to them.
No.
Once you start getting into the people that are more worried about, they want to own fucking ports in small countries and shit like that. They want to own governments.
Yes.
That's this fucking elite group that these, we perceive these really wealthy guys. They're not even the wealthy guys.
Brandon, I see your comments there, brother. Thank you for joining Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We got Brandon Jensen joining us this morning. Come on, bro. Those aren't the richest people. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, etc. Yeah, dude, I don't.
So he's talking about the ones behind the curtain.
Yeah, and BlackRock. Hey, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, Brandon. I'm talking more so just the public side of things, what we as humans interact with on a daily level. And that to me, I think is quite the
really fucking wealthy people don't allow themselves to get on the social media.
That's it, right? You got Tom Rich. What's going on, Tom? Hope all is well, brother. Sorry, we missed the show yesterday, but Tom, all good, my brother. Tom from Legacy's podcast, the #1 cannabis podcast on the planet. The bigger question, and one rarely asked, is how are they involved with BlackRock and Vanguard? And then Bernard comes back and says, I knew I worked in a company under BlackRock 20 years ago. This is awesome. I knew when I put this one on the table, everybody would have an opinion on it because it's just one of those things where, oh, really? Right? So it's fascinating to me. All right, the last current event topic I got for us today, and this one was a funny one too, is I was talking with Melissa yesterday. I think Sterling and Preston have something for us on our next current event topic. Boys, what's the next one on the agenda here today?
Google's Nano Banana editor is moving into photos, and it could change how 1 billion people edit images. Since August, Nano Banana has created 5 billion images, brought in 10 million new users, and even passed ChatGPT in the App Store. Inside Photos, you'll be able to change backgrounds, blend shots, or just say what edit you want, and the AI does it.
But with all the fun comes caution.
Yeah, experts warn it's pulling biometric data, even behaviors and GPS info from uploads.
So is Nano Banana a breakthrough or a privacy nightmare?
Keith, back to you and the crew.
I only bring this one up, guys, only because as this tool rolls out to more of us humans, this moves it down to mom level for me. And when my mom can do stuff with photos, or Marty, your mom, or John, your mom, it really just tells us all that the idea of a photograph has inevitably changed. Because when my mom can take a photograph and change it to what she wants it to be, reality is no longer reality. Back to BlackRock, back to Vanguard, and back to what's real and not real. When my mom can open up her phone and make something that never happened, the world is kind of fucked, boys. Like, true story. And it's right here now, Marty.
Well, I'm glad he mentioned the whole GPS thing, because people get on Instagram and they get the lying, and I've seen people get exposed like, hey, you didn't take that picture there. This picture is here. So I mean, I'm happy about that. But this stuff is getting out of hand, man.
I'll tell you what's happening too.
If people would fucking spend their effort instead of fucking, you spend effort actually doing something rather than pretend you're doing something, and you'll get a lot more out of your life, for Christ's sake.
Well, so here's part. So fair comment, John, and don't disagree with you. Here is a legitimate concern though that I certainly can lean into. So what folks are finding, and actually, John, you're a great example. You are actually a perfect example, Anderson, because I've experienced it with you. Trying to create your character in AI was having difficulties. Melissa was the one who massaged it to get a good representation of you. But if you look closely, it leans into the biometric data of your arm size, your veins. Like, it's leaning into a lot of things that pictures haven't done in the past, even tattoos. And people are finding that these AI generators are recreating images of Marty with a tattoo. And it's like, how the fuck did you know I had a tattoo there? Or a birthmark? And it's creating identifiable recreations of humans that people are like, wait a minute, I didn't know you were capturing that on me. I didn't realize that photo was able to catch the arc on my bicep, which made it bigger than what I thought it was, right? I'm making an exaggerative point, but that's to Marty's point about it's capturing more data than humans were maybe aware of. And when it comes to the tattoo thing, that kind of goes because tattoos are very identifiable, right? So Marty does something bad, and all of a sudden somebody makes an image with a tattoo in it, and some cop comes, knocks on the door. Marty's like, well, fuck, I wasn't there. And the guy goes, well, I got an image of you and your tattoo. Oh, that wasn't me. So I can see and it goes back to my mom. If my mom can make that,
sure.
We're not talking about some 13-year-old kid who's pretty damn smart, right? So again, it just starts to enable us to ask more questions. That's all, right? And back to the original thing, John, if folks are inherently crooked, it just makes us question everything, right? Back to the Matrix, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, it's fuck, man. You go down this fucking rabbit hole, and there's so many. It's like a maze. You never get your ass back out to the top.
Yes. I will tell you something extremely positive, the boys. I did some research, did some breakdown on our channel yesterday with Perplexity, and I'll tell you where we're winning, guys. Our audience is loving our conversations. Our audience is loving our edge type topic. Our audience is loving the stuff we're throwing out there and giving them things to think about and move their day forward. And John, they're loving the positive energy and not getting into the negative bullshit. I'll share some of the data with you guys.
I like that. That's a quick question because I say this often.
Yeah.
Sometimes a guest slows us down.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way that we can capture the data on no guest shows.
Oh yeah. I'm actually working on some stuff behind the scenes on that I'll hope to share with you guys here. Just pulling some levers along the way here. So, but guys,
man, I like talking to Johnny, man.
Yeah, I know.
Johnny,
me too.
You know?
Me
so,
too. Yeah.
I enjoy not having a guest sometimes, man.
Brandon Jensen.
I mean, sometimes we get just a guest who's a rocker, and that's cool. But sometimes we get them like, Jesus Christ, dude, we got to fucking get this guy out of here.
No. I remember I can't remember if Johnny was here, but back in the day, Keith had this person on here. I don't want to say who it was, but they were a motherfucker. Oh man, they rocked the show. I don't even want to try to give any hints, but Keith was texting me the whole time like, what the fuck are we doing?
Brandon Jensen, where are you joining us from this morning? That's John. That's Marty. I'm Keith. We're a part of the Mornings in the Lab crew here that gets after it every single day. Now, I have a ridiculous one for you boys. I got a ridiculous one, and I'm loving this one, man. I search long and hard for topics that will move you.
Quick question: Is this going to be a long one? Because I got to take a dump.
Actually, I want to. Yeah. So yeah, let's do that. Let's.
Yo, I'm never expecting him to say that. I'm never expecting Johnny to say that. It happens at the most random times.
So Jimmy, let's do this. Let's relieve Johnny from the screen. Keith and Martin
go do your thing, Johnny,
for a couple of moments, and then we're gonna bring him back to talk about fish buttholes. Brandon Jensen, Spokane, Washington. Whoa, Marty, Brandon's up early today with his brother.
He's up real early, man. I don't think we've had anybody from the state of Washington on here.
Yeah, Brandon, what gets you up early, and how did you find our channel, Brandon? I'm really glad you're here. We are really grateful for your time here. Tom Ritchie can almost plan the show timing on John's dump now.
You know,
every time listeners know.
Well, every time John does it, I think he's going to give some input. Let's hear what John has to say. Yeah, I got to take a shit.
Well, he's listening right now too, right? And he's probably giggling to himself. So, but I love our regular listeners. Hey, John, hey, Marty. So Richie gets up this morning. He's planning his morning. He's like, okay, I'm going to work at the desk. I'm going to put on Mornings in the Lab. And I know when John has to go for a dump, I need to be this done. It's like he's timing his morning by just knowing when. It's like a milestone in the journey. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm going to pay attention now because John has done it after the first topic. Today he did it after like the third topic. So we got to get John a new system to give him consistent with that.
I got to tell you something which I think you'll find fascinating. You mentioned you were 4 or something like that when The Matrix came out. Well, we talk sports all the time on the show here, and there's a guy back playing in the NHL, Marty. His name is Jonathan Taves. He's 37. He's been out of the game for 2.5 seasons because he was having the effects of long COVID. So he had to he left the game for a while. Yeah, he's a superstar. He's one of the greatest hockey players that came out of this country, frankly. And he's come back to play for the Winnipeg Jets this season. That's not my point. My point is that his line mate, this is fascinating to me, man. His line mate, his name is Cole Perfetti. Okay. His line mate first heard of Jonathan Taves when he was 8. Now he's playing on his hockey line with him.
That's like guys playing with LeBron James.
That's exactly it. That's like growing up watching LeBron and then going and making the team and playing on the same court as the guy. That to me, like that's really cool shit, man. That's like Carter calling me one day saying, "Hey, Dad, tell Marty that I'm playing with X Connor McDavid or something." Fuck, that's pretty cool, man. Like that's really cool shit.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And what's even crazier is, I mean, it's one thing to play that long, but him having that interruption with the sickness and then coming back. And COVID, that affects your lungs. Like that's not something to play with. So that's even more impressive, man. That's a hell of a story. It's
pretty cool, Marty. I would invite you to. I'll send you a link of who he is. He's an incredible hockey player. He went over to India actually to find. Oh, wow. He searched the entire planet to help him get over this, and I guess he found some resources in non-traditional medicinal resources that has helped him get here. So, Western medicine wasn't working for him. So he went to, and basically, Marty, listen, you're a competitive guy. I'm a competitive guy. And what I'm taking from it is that the game was taken away from him, not on his terms. So he's like, fuck that. I need to go get myself sorted out so I can go back to the game and leave the game on my terms. You follow me?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
I don't know if you saw earlier this season, the Buffalo Bills, they had a kicker that retired.
I did. Yes.
Oh, you saw that story. Yeah,
Yes.
it made me think of that story. He comes
Yes.
back, hits the game-winning field goal versus the Baltimore Ravens, I think it was.
Crazy, man.
That was crazy, man. So
Crazy.
yeah, I love seeing stuff like that. But when you it's hard to just lose it that quickly. 2 years isn't a lot of time. It's hard to just like lose your skill. And I mean, if you somewhat keep yourself in shape, it's probably nothing to go back and get back on the field or on the court.
Well, and to take it away and have it taken away from you, right? So, Brandon James, thanks for joining us, brother. Yeah, you found us on Facebook. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with me because it tells me where and how folks are finding us. So I'm really glad you found us here, and I'm glad
Jensen. You said James.
Oh
Jensen.
yeah, sorry, yeah, Brandon Jensen. Thanks, brother. B-Drive, serious question for Petro. Is this some BS or what? Yes. Well, I know Petrocelli is listening in. We're going to have to get to that here. So listen, we're going to do the fish butthole conversation in a few minutes. But as we're going to do that, hey, Jimmy, I think we have something to talk about when it comes to 13 of the worst things to never say during an argument. So why don't we start that conversation? And then we'll weave in the fish butthole one into that because this one's a good one. We all get into arguments. We all have conversations, whether it's our friends, our partners, our wives, any kind of relationship. And sometimes we may say the wrong thing. So I thought that we could maybe throw some things on the table, which is this idea of what not to say during an argument. Jimmy, I think we got something, brother. Let's start it
Say
off.
the wrong thing in an argument and you'll lose it before it even starts.
That's why we've got 13 of the worst things to never say.
What if the words you use to win an argument are the very things that guarantee you'll lose what truly matters? We've all been there. A simple disagreement suddenly escalates. The conversation gets heated, emotional walls go up, and the gap between you and the other person feels wider than ever. But what if you could learn a simple set of communication tools that bypass this defensive reaction, turning conflict into an opportunity for deeper connection and understanding? It's time to unlearn the language of conflict and master the art of real conversation.
Right now, in the Morning to the Lab studio, myself, Marty, Johnny's in the can, making his way back out here to join the show.
When Johnny come back, I got a dip.
Okay, sounds good.
I do want to talk about this for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I got an opposing view. I want Johnny to come at me on this.
Okay, yeah. I love it. To join the show, this is second hour, guys. We're going to open the phone lines up 431-300-3005. Hey, Brandon Jensen, if you want to join the show, I'd invite you to give me a call in the second hour. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get to know who you are.
And subscribe to us on YouTube, Brandon.
That's it, brother. Appreciate that, Marty. And to answer your question, yes, John has done bodybuilding shows. I know he has won some, and you stay in touch with us. You'll get to know Johnny's journey as he gets back onto the stage in the future. He's going to get up there in the next few years, and he's going to fucking kick some ass once again. Fish buttholes coming up, but before we do that, 13 of the worst things never to say in an argument. And I got to be honest, Marty, I have been guilty of some of these, and I've had to learn how to not say them, right? And how to reframe words.
So I hope Johnny listening. So what I was going to throw on the table before you start, I was going to say there's been times where I'm like conscious. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to react like this with a young lady. And then, after the argument or the disagreement, she's like, well, I kind of wanted you to, come at me that way because it kind of turns me on. And I'm like, see, here I am trying to be a nice guy, and she want me to be mean,
She wanted
she wanted my emotion. Yeah, so I just want to throw that on the table just to be an opposing view,
I would love to hear Johnny's point of view on that as well. So, Johnny, did you hear that from Marty?
I did. Yeah, and whoever was asking, I'm actually a pro bodybuilder. There you have it.
There we go.
That's it.
That's Brandon Jensen. Yes.
Not just that I've competed before. I've competed on the highest stages. But anyway.
And he's won too, Brandon. And he's going to win again. He won't say, but I will. He's going to win again in our lifetime. And we on this show are going to support him on his journey. So, Brandon, you hang out with us. We're going to support John to get that. He doesn't need our help.
If I go after the 60 World Championship, the 60-year-olds, that will be the one.
Fucking right. No, not if you want. Not. Well, I'm reframing it. When, not if. When.
No. Meaning if I choose to do it. if I choose to do it, then, well, I mean, no, because when it comes, listen, let's be fucking honest here. Bodybuilding is not fucking, no, bodybuilding is not healthy. If I'm in a position where my body is not going to go through that process in a way that's going to be okay for my longevity, no, I'm not, it's a fucking master's competition, you know?
Good on you for saying that though, John, because I think sometimes we as humans don't lean into what you just said. So I appreciate that candor, which is, bodybuilding is not healthy, but if you're up for it, it's something you'll consider.
I mean, I do a lot of unhealthy shit along the way, right? To do what I did, now is where I'm now I'm working on, I burned the candle on both ends, which actually the candle in our side is called a telomere. My telomeres have been burned pretty good on both sides. Now I'm trying to regrow those fuckers, There
you go, Marty. So Johnny,
Marty, what you were saying, what I think, I love, I got a perfect example. And I've been with plenty of those, brother. And what I realized is that, of course, I didn't fucking realize it at the time, but it's because they're used to being treated that way. That's comfortable to them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't act like an asshole, that's like affection in a weird way to them. Being mean is something that it's happened enough. It's normal. It's regular. You don't want to fuck with that shit.
No, you don't, because forever they're going to, I hate to say this, but forever that drama is going to be chased.
Yeah. They're always going to, they somehow, like, I was making the joke. I was telling my clients yesterday, it's like I seek being uncomfortable. When I'm uncomfortable, I'm comfortable. But this is purely a constructive thing, a growth thing. But she's doing that in like a self-loathing thing and has no idea.
And B Drive is called the toxic woman. Yeah, it's hard to argue with that, Bernard. It's absolutely
I wanted to add too, like, a lot of them see my content and they kind of expect that from me. Like, that's kind of what attracts them to me. So when in real life, I'm just a regular laid back guy, So.
Yes. Oh, so they want caricature, see Marty.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's not even me in real life.
So
well, it's kind of crazy though, brother, because sometimes you see characters like the joke that people that know me behind in private settings and in public settings, they'll tell you you're gonna get John every time you see John, whether you're watching him on fucking social media, on fucking television, or if he's fucking having coffee in your goddamn kitchen. He's him around the clock. And so a lot of people don't recognize that sometimes there's two of you. That makes sense.
Yeah. I had a meeting, John, with somebody. Marty, I had a meeting with somebody last week who was on the show, and I was Keith without the sunglasses on. The person's like, "You're actually the same person on the show, just in normal life, just not at the same volume." I go, "Yeah, I'm the same fucking human, man. I just said in the show, maybe I'm on a 10. Normal life, maybe I'm a 7 or an 8."
That's exactly what I'm gonna say to Be Driven. He said my character needs to become more authentic. My character is very authentic. Yes. But I'm just not, what it is my content is calling out BS. I'm not walking around calling out BS all day,
Yes.
I'm still very much myself. I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. But it's just, I think maybe Be Driven don't know me outside of the show, so that's probably fair. Why.
Yeah. Speaking of walking around, I got something for next week. I just saw it yesterday, but I haven't dug too far into it. But Marty, I'm looking at you for this one, brother. Johnny, you're gonna fucking roll your eyes because you got a daughter, and so do I. You have daughters, and I have daughters. Marty, there's a trend that I've dabbled into yesterday. I saw, but I didn't spend much time reading about it. About the cum walk, and I'm serious.
The what? Hold on, the what?
Yeah, exactly, Johnny. The cum walk. So a woman gets cum all over her face and then walks on the stairs.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
Instead of the walk of shame, Johnny, it's called the cum walk or the cum dumpster walk. So you fuck a girl, you cum all over her face, and she walks down the street with cum on her face and shows the world that she just had that done to her. What the fuck is that?
It's crazy, man.
I know, John. Believe me, brother. I thought of you because I got daughters and you got daughters, and I was actually kind of speechless. This came out of the Bonnie.
First thing that comes to my mind is like, I'm fucking 7 years old, and I got this new fucking shiny red bicycle, so I just take it right outside and ride it around for everybody to see. It's like I'm proud of my new bicycle. I want everybody to see my new bicycle because it's new to me.
Yes.
Are these chicks that are actually getting normal ass? Or are these ones that are like, okay, I finally got fucking railed. I'm going to go show the world that I finally had sex in the last 3 years.
I don't know. Marty comments on it, brother. You're the youngster in our group. You're part of the youngster generation. Can you enlighten the old men on what's happening with the youngsters?
Well, we live in an attention-driven world. So
Yes.
one, you're going to get engagement. And that's a lot of people's validation. They get fulfillment from the engagement. And then, a lot of these women, they're sending people to their OnlyFans. So if you see her outside, what come on her face, imagine what she's doing on behind the paywall. So that's where it stems. That's where it's from, That's what it is.
When I heard that, I was Johnny, touch your camera because you got a blur on you right now, brother.
It came up without I didn't even get near my camera. I'll rub it, but I don't think it's I was thinking my internet was slowing down or something.
Please don't
auto sensor, maybe.
Don't use rub it when we're talking about the cum walk.
I'm gonna give it a good rub. I'm gonna rub it down, baby. Give it a rub.
Oh man, Marty, I know you got to rock and roll, brother. I don't want to keep you much longer here.
It's all good. Yeah. I told him I'm running late. So
we got John Petricelli coming in. That's because C Marty Fit is smart. You don't call BS unless you're certain. It is BS, and reaching certainty is likely to take more than a minute. True story.
Thank you, John.
So conflict, words that we should not use when we're going through an argument, and it's funny because I'll start it off. Adam Holroyd called it out, and he's like, I know that because I'm going to share some of my vulnerabilities where I've fucked up in my life. I know that calm down and are you fucking nuts didn't work so well for me. Well, I know what doesn't work for me too when I'm having an argument or discussion. It's using words like slow down. Because when I say that to somebody, I know I'm invalidating my partner's emotion and feelings, and that's wrong. So I've had to learn in my relationship words to use and not words, and words that push buttons. John, what about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. When someone's hot, I mean, the higher they go, the lower you go.
I know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Then they can't stay high when you're low.
Oh,
well, I mean, I shouldn't say they can't. They have a hard time.
Yeah.
So when someone's all fucking wound up, it's like, okay, let's talk about it.
Yes.
What would you like to talk about?
So I will say sometimes if I slow it down, I've learned that it's also not the right time to try to slow it down, because maybe the person I'm having a discussion or arguing with is not ready to slow down. So for example, I look at Tom's comment from Legacy's Tom Ritchie, relax, watch out. Yeah, I've learned that doesn't work, because if somebody is
you're insinuating that they're wound up and they don't want to hear that shit.
That's bingo, brother. Bingo. Yes.
But think of it from this perspective, brother. Like when it says slow down, for me, it's serving two purposes. Number one, because if I don't slow myself down, I'll start to elevate with them. It's just the nature of our, and I don't like to get all fucking wound up. To me,
the same way. Yes.
That doesn't feel good. I like to be in that nice space. Yep. So I'm going to slow down first to protect me. Second, to hopefully help them catch a fucking clue.
Yes. Brandon, I appreciate you, brother. My energy is what my energy is. I appreciate you. And I'll tell you something, Brandon, B Drive is right. This is a great space to be on weekdays. You never know what's happening. We pride ourselves in unpredictable, positive, motivating conversation. And Brandon, if you're looking for some honey, go knock on Bernard's door. He's got an awesome honey subscription. He'll deliver honey direct to your door from Bernard, our resident beekeeper here in the lab. John, here's something. So I don't want to.
Do I need to drop out and come back?
I think you might. Camera? Yeah, I think that'd be great, because I want to create some good content with you. And right now you're too blurry for us. So John's going to step back here, guys. Listen, we are here live right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. John just stepped out to redo his blur here in this morning. We are talking right now about 13 things that you might not want to say in an argument. 13 of the worst things to never say during an argument. And I got a topic that we're going to throw onto the table here shortly. It's about buttholes and your fingers. Yeah, true story. Apparently, our fingers might have something to do with fish buttholes. So we're going to talk about that in a number of moments. But right now, we're getting into 13 phrases that might do more harm than good when it comes to having an argument with somebody. So something else that doesn't work, because I know you're crazy. Right, Holroyd? That doesn't work very well when you're telling somebody that they're crazy. I wish I'd never met you is something that probably is not going to move a conversation forward. And I'll tell you something that I have learned, especially in my communication skills, is learning to anticipate what's going to move a conversation forward. And what I mean by that is that by using words that you know are going to move it forward instead of not moving forward. And listen, I'm not perfect by any means, dudes. I'm not. I have my disagreements with my lovely wife. I love her pieces. Something. That was you. I heard something fall or heard something bang. That was you? There you go. That's much better.
Yeah, I totally cleared up.
Yeah, I've had my. I've certainly been guilty of many of these. And one thing I wanted to ask before you step away, John, let's lean into this idea of learning how to argue or fight with somebody.
Well, the first thing that what I was just saying was before you brought me back, I could hear what you're saying about some of the things that you say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the crazy thing is yes, they're just words, but that shit, you never get a chance to truly take something back.
You don't. Nope, you don't.
And so it's, I guess what I'm really careful of is I don't want to say something that I don't feel good about when I'm in good sound mind. And so I'm really, really careful about that. I've been, it also helped that I've lived in a house where we didn't yell, we didn't raise our voices. So we were in that really stable state of mind. So I didn't make a habit of getting wound up or angry or upset and saying shit that I didn't really mean. It just came out at that time. And
so I'm guilty of that. Like I will admit that I am.
And the thing about it is when people are that way, I mean, we've all done something like that. Like I've said some shit I wished I didn't say. Can't say I never did that. But in the fucking moment, it feels pretty fucking good. And it's like I don't know. It's like one of those, it's like eating a fucking candy bar. It feels fucking great for 30 seconds or 2 minutes. And then you got to
listen, I know exactly what you're talking about, brother. I've been there. And I've even said to my love, I'm like, I'm sorry that these words are coming out right now. I don't want to be using these words right now. I've used them. But these words are coming out, and it's because it's igniting some emotion in me that I'm. And you're right, John. It's like crushing that dopamine hit, right? In those 4 seconds, it's feeling great, and then 30 seconds later, you're going, "Holy fuck! What the hell did I just say?"
But the good news is, the more you do something, the better you fucking get at it.
Absolutely.
So the more you don't do this dumb shit, the easier it becomes.
Yes. Well, and I do believe there's a learned behavior in knowing how to argue / communicate with somebody when emotions are high. Let's use you and I as an example, right? So we're business partners, we're co-hosts, we're friends. I talk more to you than I probably talk to most people in my world. True story, right? I agree. And it's learning how to communicate and knowing what buttons to push, not to push, right? And I also think knowing how to draw the best out of somebody when emotion is in the middle of it. Right. So you know what I mean?
Emotion is a fucking slippery slope.
Oh, emotion's a very slippery slope. Right? Because emotion in the moment is in the moment. It might not be that emotion a few moments later.
Well, going back to Stoicism, people misunderstand Stoicism. They think it's about not being emotional. It's not it. It's about controlling those emotions so those emotions don't take you down the wrong path.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad.
So in certain settings, yes, you might have to seem like you're emotionless, but what you're doing is you're protecting yourself and the other party from doing some fucking dumb shit that the emotion is just about ready to have you do.
Yes. I'm really glad you said that. And I think I know I can do a better job articulating stoicism when I'm going through a moment. Because it's not as if I'm not being emotionless, is that I'm choosing. Okay, here we go. In my 30s and 40s, Anderson, I don't have this awareness. I'm going off the fucking handle. I'm telling you right now. But in my 50s, as I've learned more about stoicism and as I've matured, I've learned how to manage where I direct my emotion and how to hold it back and maybe how to manage it differently than I would have in the past.
So let me digest this. Tell me if I'm wrong
please.
or right.
Yeah.
So in your 30s and possibly your 40s, maybe the front end, you were basically an angry little nutty fucker.
I would find myself getting angry. Sure.
Aggressive. I don't know what would, but no, it's kind of crazy. It was a joke, but I mean, it's weird because I mean, granted, I love the fact that you're saying that, but knowing you in the time spent I've known you, I would not have guessed that would have been an issue for you.
Not angry, but able to, maybe just not so good at controlling my emotion with my words.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say I would never consider myself an angry human. I've just had to learn how to use emotion to communicate. And I'll tell you right now, man, the greatest tip my lawyer gave me, I hate to always bring it up, but as I went through my divorce, he said to me, is what you're going to say move the conversation forward?
Dude.
Because if it's not, why are you saying it? And I was like, holy fuck, man. I was like,
so
wow.
Powerful. Yeah.
I remember I was sitting. I was in my truck on the side of the house in my Jeep. I was on a call with him. We were in a moment. We were having to negotiate something, and I was hot. And I was like, "Rah!" He's like, okay, hold on. Is what you're going to say going to move forward? I was like, well, no. Then why the fuck are you going to say it? It's exactly what he said to me. I was like, oh, it's like he stabbed me in the fucking heart. Right? I was like, oh.
Dude. You know what? I remind myself, because I've been in a couple of relationships.
Yeah.
That's not relationships, not like intimate, but relationships that I just had to get through.
Yes.
And I realized there's certain points like, okay, you need to flip the switch.
Yes.
Now it's time to be a good actor.
Yes.
Be a good actor. That's what I would tell myself. I'd see this fucking person coming. Prep it. Be a good actor. Be a good actor. Be a good actor. Because in the next 5 minutes, if you can act in a way that's going to keep the peace, it's going to fucking be way better for your life.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want you to confuse lack of emotion when communicating, because I think the same thing can happen with somebody you love or somebody you're working with when they're not showing emotion, or they're not open to communicating what they're feeling or wanting to move something forward. Where you're kind of saying something like, John, what are you feeling, man? It's like, well, I don't care. No, like, what's important to you? Well,
dude, that's great. Dude, that's what you just fucking hit the nail on the head. When I get to a point where I'm kind of I'm beginning to wash my hands of somebody.
Yes.
That's exactly what happens. It's like, I don't respond. Literally, a lot of times I won't even speak. I'll just let them it doesn't matter what you're going to say. Doesn't matter what I'm going to say, because I already know what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating space between me
that's scary
and you.
Because that's scary because you've then moved from being empathetic to being apathetic. And we don't want apathy. We don't want apathy with friendships, with relationship, with sports teams, because the moment apathy rolls in, you're like, I'm fucking checked out.
Well, but keep in mind, sometimes you got to check out. You got to check people out of your life.
Yes, 100%. Something I read this morning, which is, again, so simple, but yet so powerful. I loved it, about empathy. Get this, brother. Empathy without action is empty.
Let's define empathy.
Okay. So empathy is me hearing you, me putting myself in your shoes, me leaning into your emotion, into your feelings, and trying to put myself where you are.
Understanding would be a big part of that.
Yes. And trying to put myself where you are. Yeah. And then for me, tactical empathy, which, we had a guest on the show a few weeks ago, and I've been leaning into Stoicism, is then leaning into what you're feeling and then helping you move forward through it. Recognizing that we still need to move forward, because
it's 100%. I love it because the reason I said that is because I think that a lot of times people, they have the wrong definition.
I do too. So go there. Tell me what you think.
I sometimes think that empathy is like, woe
is me.
Soul.
Come cry with me. Yeah.
The
me
poor
too.
soul. Yeah. Let's sit down and have a good cry. Let's be victims together.
Yes.
No.
And listen, there's a time and place for that. I'm here to listen. We've been on the show together where you've had some tough moments. You've lost some close people in your life. You've lost some people, and And we've gone through the emotion of that moment together. But I also know deep down, you knew that you had to get to the next day and the next day. So there's time and a place to share the emotion, to share the tears, and to share the togetherness. But then there also comes a time and a place to start moving forward again. That to me is where I think, my opinion anyways, folks get confused with empathy, that it's okay to feel, but the feeling, or back to George Andersen, it's a moment in time. But then the moment has to move on. You got to move to the next moment. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
But that's why I like that quote. But and that's why I like that whole idea. Again, back to empathy without action is empty. Think about that. Because back to you, if I'm giving you empathy, but I'm not helping you move forward, well, then everything is just going to be empty at the end of the day. You're going to sit back there and wallow and never move forward. That is not stoicism, brother. That's not stoicism at all.
That's why I wanted to kind of define that, because I think people think that, crawling into, victimhood with the person that's going through it is, that's not okay. I can understand how you're feeling, but hey, let's talk about this. Let's help you understand this more. Let's give you some steps, start moving forward. Empathy can be so, I hate to use productive, but I guess you can also be very productive, because like when I'm when I'm struggling,
yes,
Terry comes along, she'll facetiously sit down next to me,
yes,
help me understand that, hey, you know what, there's something you're not seeing here. I understand where you are, but look over here, look a little to the left. I'm like, oh fuck, god damn it. Yes, I guess there is a step left for me to do. I just couldn't see it.
I have spoken about my journey, not really understanding empathy, John, going through my 20s and 30s and then going through divorce and having to learn what empathy was and how to be empathetic and how to be an empathetic leader. And it's not that I was emotionless. I think that's the other side of the coin, right? Is that the lack of empathy, or the perception of empathy is, oh, Johnny doesn't have any emotion. He says he's empathetic, but he's actually not. He just fucking wants to get to the next thing. No, we deliver and we process emotion differently. Right. And to me, that's why when I learned about stoicism over the last 10 years of my life, I was like, oh, so I can be empathetic, but I can be stoic at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I think when it comes down to it as well, I think people sometimes they'll hide behind, they'll hide behind emotion, and they can get all wound up about something that's a hiding place, and there's, I get it. There, depending on the size of the event, you might need to do that briefly, but it's okay. I guess there's just two breeds of people. There's the people that are looking for places to hide, and there are people that are looking for things to improve because of the event.
I'm glad you said that, because I'll go even further with you. I think there are a number of people that lean on empathy as a crutch. I'll say it, which is, and I'm glad you said a place to hide, because nobody wants to dabble on somebody's emotions. Oh, I don't want to, they must be sad about something. Well, it's easy I think it's easy just to fall into that crutch of being depressed, being sad, searching for empathy, looking for empathy, creating drama. And you know what I'm trying to say with some of that?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's easy just to go there and wrap it up in emotion, right? That's why I go back to stoicism, man. Be empathetic, acknowledge, understand, but then find a way to continue to move forward.
Yeah.
Right? I like Melissa here says, scripture teaches that the power of life and death are in the power of the tongue. Love that. Back to words, right? Back to the power of words, right? So good morning, everyone. You're hanging out with Keith and John. Here's some great conversations here on a fun Friday. Johnny, you want to do a lifestyle tip?
Sure.
Let's do it. So, Jimmy, let's do a lifestyle tip with Jon Andersen. When we come back, we'll talk fish buttholes. Maybe the reason we have fingers. I couldn't believe this, but yeah, we're going to go from lifestyle tips to buttholes on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and all of our friends. Let's do it, Jimmy.
Let's agree to disagree. John, over to you. What lifestyle tip do you have for us today?
All right, everyone, it's Friday. So if you're one of these people who's so stoked because it's Friday, because you don't have to do tomorrow what you've been doing all week, this is your sign. You want to live the rest of your life just gritting your teeth Monday through Friday so you can get to Saturday, so you don't have to do the dumb shit you've been doing all week, and then go through the first half of Sunday, fairly happy and enjoying what you're doing. The second half Sunday going into the dreading the next 5 days ahead. So basically it means you got 36 hours of your life that you're really looking forward to. If this sounds familiar, this is your sign. Now, what do? Easier said than done for sure, but it requires taking the first step, getting uncomfortable. You've got to find something that you enjoy, something that you do, maybe what you do on that Saturday, something that you would do for free, which you're already doing. And if you have an activity or you have a service or a craft that can be monetized, start working on it. Saturday and Sunday can be the day where you actually start working on something new. You start working on your own side hustle. Then you find yourself coming home after work, instead of laying on the couch, you invest that time in the side hustle again. Now, you've got something that you're building that you enjoy. A, it feels good. B, you're working towards something. And C, if you stick with it, you'll probably end up making some money, because when you enjoy something, you get pretty fucking good at it. And one day, you're going to realize that your side hustle is eclipsing the income, the fucking job that you don't want to go to. And at this point, life has changed. Now, how long is it going to take? Well, let's just pretend it's going to take 5 years. Well, 5 years sounds like a long time. Is doing what you're doing for 5 years sound better? I don't think so. So if you're that guy that's stoked that today is Friday because you don't have to do what you did for the last 5 days tomorrow, this is your sign. Rock and roll.
Scientists say your fingers may exist because of fish buttholes.
Yeah, it's weird, and we're breaking it down today. Where is our bullshit professor?
What if the greatest innovations in history weren't born from genius, but from simply finding a new use for something old? We often get stuck believing we need a revolutionary idea to solve our biggest problems, leading to frustration and inaction. But what if the blueprint for breakthrough is already hidden in plain sight? History shows that transformative change often comes from repurposing existing tools for entirely new challenges. What if the solution to your biggest challenge isn't a new tool, but a new application of an old one? Stop searching for the new. Start remixing the old. Your breakthrough is waiting.
So guys, what if our fingers started as a fish's back end? Well, today we're going to unpack some ridiculous study that links ancient fish cloacas to the genetic switch that builds our digits, aka our fingers. Now, as ridiculous as this is, it's really about evolution, John. It's about how evolution often reuses what already works. And understanding how a cloaca-related genetic switch was repurposed to form fingers helps explain complex anatomy. It informs genetic research and makes science unforgotten for our audience. So I found this was kind of humorous. I know the title was, I don't want to say it's misleading, but the title really leaned into the idea that, evolutionary recycling, that nature reuses genetic programs. A switch that once shaped a terminal opening can be adapted to shape fingers and toes. In other words, John, evolution has, evolution may have created our fingers because of fish buttholes as humans and animals and anatomy has evolved. It's crazy, brother.
I mean, there's no question that we're evolving creatures.
Yes.
You know, it's just the problem is, so it's almost like if you compare a lifespan of a fly, which is very short, I want to say a couple of days. Let's just pretend it's 48 hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
Versus the lifespan of a great oak tree.
Yes.
The fly has no concept.
Oh, I love that.
Our lifespan is so short, we don't have a true concept of evolution.
That's interesting. That is very interesting, actually. Yes. Because yeah. Well, and what I found fascinating about this too is that and why this might be considered credible is that cross-species evidence plus targeted edits points to regulation when their genes turn on as the key. And all I was thinking about is we both grew up with that image of the Cro-Magnon going to the gorilla, and then as humans have evolved, right? So I just
basically walking on the fours to coming up to hunched over to standing up straight.
Right. So to your point, being the fly or the oak wood, like what does evolution look like when you and I aren't here anymore 100 years from now, right? Like what does it look like when a human ends up on Mars and the human species has sex with the Mars species and we create a Martian? And I'm being serious. I'm absolutely being serious because they're no longer human anymore. And that becomes evolution, Jon Andersen.
What was the fucking movie? I can't remember what it was. Wasn't there a movie where we were on fucking Mars?
Yeah, wasn't that the Matt Damon one? I think, wasn't it? I think you're
thinking it was like
Martian.
Arnold Schwarzenegger one too, way back when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I just was fascinating that, curiosity is a muscle, guys. The more we challenge our assumptions with good science, the stronger our thinking gets. So I invite all of us, whether our fingers came from fish buttholes, I don't know. Yeah, Total Recall. I was at Holroyd. You're right. Total Recall.
There we go.
Yeah. I love how Holroyd, we got our residents. We got Petro listening in. We got Legacy. We got Tom. We got all these folks that just chime in with comments every now and then, which is awesome.
They're like, they're like the live version of Grok.
Yeah, exactly. We got Michael Global out there who's out there talking about one can explain life without the divinity and so forth. It's and yes, it is a bizarre topic as well. But I got a good topic, and this one's a personal one, and I'm going to ask Jon about it as well. I would like to ask you: was there a guy in your life, a woman, a guy in your life that taught you a lesson? Maybe it was a guy in your circle, maybe it was a guy out of your circle, because the title of today's show is the most important lesson I learned from the number one guy in my circle. Now, I've kind of taken this and framed it a little differently. This is not a today thing.
Circle, define circle.
I'm glad you asked that. So somebody maybe close to you, could have been a boss, could have been an employer, could have been a friend, maybe somebody within your life today or in the past. So for example, my world, this was an old boss when I was 15. But the lesson I learned still impacts me today, and I'll never forget it. So let's talk about it. Has there been, was there, is there the most important lesson that you learned from somebody in your world? And I'd like to hear about it because I'm going to share with you mine.
One lesson from the right person can change your entire life.
Jon and Keith are breaking down the most important ones they ever learned.
What if the key to unlocking your potential wasn't about aiming higher, but about starting smaller? We're all taught to chase big, audacious goals, but what if that's the very thing holding us back from real progress? Groundbreaking research reveals a hidden pattern in the lives of high achievers, a secret that has nothing to do with willpower or motivation. Discover how you can leverage this counterintuitive approach to build unstoppable momentum in your own life starting today. It's time to stop chasing and start building.
So I was 15. I'll go first. I was 15. I was working for a guy named Jim Gaynor. Jim owned the local grocery store, John, in Selkirk, Manitoba, where I was working and when I was growing up. Local independent grocer. He was the boss. He was my boss. He owned it. And I'd been there for a few years. I felt like I was, had my stay there, and I felt like I was ingrained into the business. And because that, maybe I was starting to take things for granted a little bit. And what was happening is I was maybe leaving early during my shift because I'd worked so hard and I wouldn't take a lunch or take a break, and I would leave. One day, Keith, come to my office. I was like, oh, what's up? Go to the office there. And he's like, I noticed you're leaving early. I'm like, well, yeah, but I put my time in. He goes, it doesn't matter. Like, your shift is until this. It's till the end. was like, oh, he goes, you're leaving early. You're not fulfilling your obligation. You're quitting early. It's like, oh, and it wasn't so much the quitting early part. And it wasn't so much, it was, as he said, it was a theft of his time, but it was the mindset of not following through, which what I learned. And that to this day, when I'm on the bench or I'm on the treadmill or I'm on the bike and I got a 10 rep set or I got a 1 minute sprint, I don't end at 57 seconds or 58 seconds, or I don't end my 10 reps at 7 or 8. That fucking conversation with that man to this day has reminded me about following through and not quitting early. As simple as that. That may sound really simple to you and maybe kind of like whatever, but man, I'll never forget that conversation because it's fucking hit me straight in the head, man. Follow through on a full minute.
100%. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I think, and there's a lot of these things in my life, but I think the one that probably changed me the most was, so in high school football, we had we were in a really, it was a really, I mean, we're a small town. I mean, I lived, I've lived 40 minutes away from 35 minutes away from school. So I was not in this little rural farming town, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
And it was, the whole town came to watch the games. It was like one of those towns.
Awesome. Yeah, I know those towns. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it was like a really, really known to be this really kind of blue collar, hardworking team.
Yes.
The coaches were literally fucking lumberjacks. I mean, they were loggers.
Yeah.
Like we would hear stories about how they would, for fun, they would literally fucking bare knuckle fight around the campfire. That's what they would do. And they would bet on each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, they would, and we were, funny enough, we weren't a very big team. We were actually very small for some reason. I don't really know how that ended up, but we were very disciplined and really fucking good shape. They ran us like fucking dogs, right? And so this thing called a gasser, anybody's done that. It's sideline to sideline. Down and back. It's 200 fucking yards with 3 stops.
Yes.
And God damn it, those were hard. And he would run us and we had time limits. You had to make it back by the time. So when he could tell when we were hurting because it wasn't one fucking lagging guy. The whole group was struggling to get back. So he would run us to the point where we were just all fucking ready to quit, right? And then he would say one simple thing. Winners, get on the line. The rest of you go get in the shower.
Oh.
And of course, you know what we fucking did? We would fucking get back on the line.
Yes.
Now, granted, not everybody would do it.
Yes.
But it was the idea of taking it to where you thought it was the end.
Yes.
And yet do it again. And sometimes he would do it to us a couple times.
Yes.
Down to the point where, I'll be honest. I never went to the showers, but sometimes I didn't get back on the line, but I stayed with my teammates. I hadn't evolved into that person that I was yet, where I really leaned into discomfort.
Yeah. You're still learning.
Still running from it a little bit.
Yes.
Because I would get panicked. I would get to that point where that voice was telling me something was wrong, and I would believe it, But the idea of going to what you believe is it's over and one more.
Yes.
One more. And I took that fucking concept and I ran with it. Like how many times I would, set a PR, which is a personal
record. Yeah.
Right. And I maybe would do 4 or 5 more reps than before. It's because I was one more in it the whole time.
I've loved this lesson for you, the one more lesson. So that lesson in many ways came from that coach, didn't it?
100%. And it was done in such a way where it wasn't mandatory. It's a choice.
This is not lost upon me that our lessons were quite similar. Like my lesson was about when
you said that, I was like, fuck, this is kind of crazy,
It is. Here's following through. It's about doing what others don't want to do.
Dude, 100%. So when I was actually, there's a period of time when I owned my gym where the high schools were fucking bringing me in to work with their kids because we were just so progressive. And this one year, the coach is called Redwood. They're pumping up some good players. They got a guy right now playing in the Seahawks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, he says, look, because these 8th graders coming in, I need you to get them strong. I was like, Cork, how much time do I have? Because you got 6 weeks. I said, well, let me see them. Right. These fuckers come walking in. I'm like, holy Christ. I pulled him aside. I said, Cork, I'm not going to get these kids strong in 6 weeks.
Seriously.
But what I can do is I can bring them to you in conditioned and mentally tough. He goes, and please get them flexible. He goes, they're really unflexible. I said, can we just realize that we'll do the best we can with strength?
Yeah.
But you know, you're asking me to squeeze blood from a fucking turnip here. So let's do what we can do. Anyway, so I ran these fucking kids like, holy Christ. And and they were quitters, straight quitters. The newer kids or generations, they just don't have that.
Yes.
Well, I started doing this trick with them. And by the end, right, what I would do is I did a little bit differently. I would run them, and the kids that were really digging, you can see it. The ones that are truly giving it up, okay, Billy, you're done. Go to the side, support your teammates. And I'd have maybe, 40-50% of them off, right? And then basically I would just fucking yell. I would say, the winners get on the line. And these fucking kids just keep running back on the field, dude. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking.
Yeah, so am I, yeah.
But it was just the idea that I had taken this group of kids that did not understand the power of hard work.
Yes.
And I want to say about 60% of them ended up getting it. Some of them, I think they were there because they were forced to be. They had no interest in being there, But the crazy part is those kids came to me because they weren't even freshmen yet. So when they were seniors, 4.5 years later, they came to me and they're like, we can't tell you how much of a difference that summer made in our lives. Mentally, we're just different people. Really fucking cool.
What's really cool about it too is that during that moment, the kids don't know it.
No.
Like I didn't know what I was learning from Jim at the time, how that lesson was going to impact me today. Like literally today, I was on my run today and I was struggling to finish it. I looked at the clock. I'm like, okay, I can leave now, or I can do it for 8 more seconds. Okay, I can do anything for 8 more seconds. But my brain was saying, stop. You know what it's like. I can't push this. No, you can, but you got it right. And it's just, and I'm telling you, man, that lesson I learned, it hangs on me today.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it's 8 more seconds plus 1 plus 1, which is 11.
But you said something I love that. You said something a couple minutes ago, which I think is striking too, is that, and I don't want to paint us as the old men because kids don't work hard anymore, but I don't know if we do a good enough job as humans teaching what quote unquote hard work is. Because I grew up with that term like you did, which meant like blue collar work, right? Whether it was picking coal, chopping down trees, like physical labor, like we were talking yesterday, right? But yet that same work can translate into white collar or desk work or computer work. But it's this idea of putting in hard work from start to finish. I don't know if we do a good enough job teaching humans that. I think many people are soft because it's easier to stop at the 52-second mark instead of the 1 minute mark.
Dude, my girls, I basically went on a mission to teach all of them hard work and pushing past that pain threshold and pushing past the discomfort. And as they got older in life, they just fucking ran circles around people when it was time to do something difficult. Number one, they didn't hem and haw. They just stepped, right? Because the shit that I had them do was so much more difficult than anything they ever faced. And it was just like, once you instill that in them, they realize, holy shit, look what I have. And this is just part of me now.
Yes.
Like, especially the two older ones, they're very attack. The younger one has never been attack, but when she needs to do something difficult, she can fucking do it without a problem.
Yeah.
The other ones just attack because it's almost in their fucking nature.
I love Melissa's comments here. Melissa says, the best thing we can teach our kids is that the world owes them nothing. So true. And laziness comes from a sense of entitlement. So true as well.
Good. Well, and you think about the average person. He comes home from fucking work and he does nothing.
Yeah.
What are your kids learning?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what's crazy too, Anderson?
We didn't fucking lay on the couch and watch TV. If we would watch a movie as a group, you know, we had dinner as a family, we would exercise as a group often.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there were times like the middle one, actually, she's so much like me. I actually had to get her more physical exertion. It just made her a happier person. But there was a couple of times I remember I'd come home from Japan and I wasn't feeling terribly well. And, it wasn't really a day I needed to train, but she needed to, you know? And so we went to these steps that I would run that they'd been to. It's 150 steps straight up, brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're running these things and this is a very proud daddy mode. We're running these things and I kind of start getting fucking ill. Like I kind of start dry heaving, right? You don't say, hey, I don't feel well, I'm going to stop.
No,
you just fucking lean over the railing. And if you got to throw up, you throw up and you keep going. That's 100%. The fucking message.
Yes. Yes.
And so she finished before me, which was never fucking happens. And she comes to me, I'm struggling. She comes, she says, Daddy, it's okay. I'm going to do these last two with you.
Oh yeah. Fuck, you just gave me goosebumps and
God
teared me
damn
up.
It. You almost made me fucking cry as I was throwing up.
Well, but that's also a reminder. So it's funny because you have those moments as a parent where she reminded you that you did your job as a dad, and you taught her that.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Right? It's funny, man. Cool. I love that you shared that with me because I'll share with you something before you rock and roll too. Last weekend, obviously, I was out in Saskatchewan and left Carter out there to play hockey. And, you know, when we grow up, there was this fridge magnet on my parents' fridge, which I'll never forget. And it says, the greatest gift we can give our children is wings to teach them how to fly. Right. And clearly, you've done a wonderful job teaching your girls how to fly. And I guess I was struck in the face last weekend and a few days this week, recognizing that I did a pretty good job setting my boy up to fly. And fuck, man, it's just, and I'll be honest, man, it's caused a little bit of tears, positive tears for me this week because he's doing so well, but also that, holy shit, man, I'm in a different stage in life now, but I guess I did a pretty good job setting him up to fly because that's the whole purpose as a parent when you're going through it. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, it's now happening. You know exactly what I mean, right? So
crazy, dude.
It is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. All right, pal. A lot of fun here today. What do you got going on after our show?
So training, and then we're actually going to go. We're taking the Razor down to the beach to do. So we're going to take the 2 paddle boards down. The girls are going to paddleboard, and Ben and I are going to film some content.
Oh, fun.
Yep, it's their last day. Well, last full day here, and then midday about noon we're going to go, so we'll do that, then I'll have my nap, and then we're going to go down to the Malecon, which is the strip right on the beach, have lunch. They want to kind of poke around some of the shops, then they want to get a tattoo. So our buddy of ours has a tattoo parlor, so we're going to go. They want to get a tattoo with symbolizing the trip.
Nice.
And then we're basically we're having a shindig here tonight with a handful of our friends from obviously our guests here, but then some of our friends from St. Felipe.
Oh, so fun, man.
Fun day.
Oh, good for you. So in other words, you're going to be tired tomorrow.
Yeah. And I have legs today.
Oh, yes, you're totally going to be tired. Well, thanks to Tom Ritchie. Tom and I had a meeting yesterday, but Tom had to bump it. Thanks, Tom, because that gave me a nap. Yeah, true story. I had 30 minutes for Tom. Tom had to bump it. So I took those 30 minutes and I realigned those 30 minutes to a 20-minute nap for myself. True story.
Beautiful.
It was reassigning my energy, and Richie, it all worked out pretty well, brother. So don't apologize for having to bump our meeting. It was like, hey, not a problem, man. I'm going to use this for some productivity time. And I'm going to grab myself 20 minutes. It was awesome.
There we go.
I think I got some life expectancy work scheduled this weekend. My wife was squatting this morning and I was distracted as I was walking into the studio. We'll probably have to put that on the table too.
Well, we've had guests for a week, so I guarantee you tomorrow when they leave, Terry's going to be like,
Well, yeah, we got no kids this weekend, so I can assure you it's going to be life expectancy work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, pal. Listen, you have a safe, awesome weekend with your crew. I know you're going to have a lot of fun, and I'll look forward to catching up with you in in 2 loops.
2 loops, babe. That's it.
All right.
Have a good
brother.
one. Have some fun. Have some fun with the life expectancy.
Oh, I can guarantee you I will. All right, pal. See you later, buddy. All right, take care. All right, John is out of here, guys. Good morning, everybody. We're going to get to our comments here in a few moments. Bernard, Petro, I see you there, the Gassers. Yeah, I think you and Johnny did have some of the same coach there, for sure. And Brandon Jensen, leg day is the best day. Yes, leg day is, usually I crush legs on Wednesdays. Today I did some upper body work with some work on the tread. Yes, thanks, Tom. That's exactly it, brother. You had no idea, Richie, you had no idea how productive your message was from yesterday. I was getting ready for our meeting, and then I saw your note, and I'm thinking to yourself, I know you're going, oh, fuck, I got to cancel with Keith early. I'm like, and listen, we all do it. It happens. Not a big deal. But I was like, I'm going to take this as a gift from Richie and going to use it productively. And that's exactly what I did. I took our 30, I whittled down 10, I used 20 for my nap, and I got back after it, and I was productive for the rest of the day. So it was a good use of time. So sometimes you don't even know how much you're helping somebody out. Good morning, good time. What's shaking, Charlie? How's your day going here today, guys? Hey, guys, what do you guys going on this weekend? Bernard, I see you, man. I needed to remind you that this week. Thanks, brother. And I'm thinking you're talking about my situation with teaching our kids wings. I know that's something that we all as parents want to continually do. Okay, Jimmy, I'm seeing you here in our notes. Jimmy, do we want to get to the done list? I think maybe we will. I think that it could be a good conversation we can have before we go to the community corner. So I think that we're going to do that there, Jimothy. We're going to move our conversation. We're going to have a quick little chat about the done list. And it's I'm just going to pull my notes up here. So Jimmy, let's do it. Let's run the opener. I think we have an opener for the done list. The review habit.
We all make to-do lists, but success comes from the done list.
Yeah. We'll talk about this habit most men skip and why not skipping changes everything.
What if the secret to building unstoppable momentum wasn't in your to-do list, but in a list you're not even writing yet? Most of us are caught in a relentless chase for what's next, leaving a trail of unfinished tasks and a constant feeling of being behind. But there's a psychological switch, a simple review habit that flips the script on productivity guilt by focusing not on the chase, but on the wins you've already stacked. It's a method that turns overlooked daily actions into a powerful engine for motivation and self-respect. Stop chasing, start acknowledging, and watch your momentum build itself.
Gee, you need to get those naps in, brother. It's funny, right? Because we as humans, it's like we think of a nap as like a bad word. I know we do. We're like, oh, I gotta have a nap in the middle of the day. People are gonna judge me, or people are gonna think that I'm sleepy or I'm lazy. In my experience, that's your own mirror talking to you. We, Keith and John, are trying to normalize the idea of naps around here and the power. I'm not saying let's go grab a 3-hour sleep in the middle of the afternoon, Richie. I'm talking about a 10, 15, 20-minute power nap, get some energy back in and getting after it again. And I cannot encourage you enough to get that into your calendar. If you're not scheduling them, at least, intentionally moving them into a space where you can grab them and use them. And I know, Richie, you work from home, so I could not encourage you enough. If there's one thing I guess I can offer to you, brother, or Neiman says, unless naps put you in a bad mood. Well, that's Neiman's issue. That's your issue, Neiman. True story. Yep. I really can't encourage. If there's something that I would give you to take away from the show today, is find a way to look at your schedule, Richie, and just get that in there, man. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a game changer for you. You know what we are going to talk about, and this is a good segue, is we spend so much time, men, is getting up and getting after it to achieve great, audacious goals. And those audacious goals are often linked to to-do lists. Well, the to-do list shows pressure. I'd like to invite us all to flip the script on the to-do list and think about the done list. Because we all know the power of words. When we think about the done list or our accomplishment list, it might trick our brain into thinking that it's showing us progress. Because When we're thinking about to do, it's like, oh my God, I need to do this. Well, when we have to do something, we know what happens. We get task fear. We get paralyzed. We're like, oh my God, I got to do something here. So I'm going to invite you guys to think about this. Think about a simple review habit that builds momentum and kills guilt. End it. A Nappuccino. Nicely done, Richie. The idea of logging a done list creates visible proof of effort. Guys, it creates evidence. And when you create evidence, you reduce stress. When you reduce stress from unfinished tasks, it fuels consistent action. And what happens, guys, is it helps us build confidence. And I'm telling you, when you build confidence, it's like fuel to chase real outcomes. I cannot encourage you enough. To think about a done list. And what you might want to consider is today our show. I'm going to date our show right now, Neiman. It's Friday. You might want to play a little game with your brain today. Richie, I'm going to call you up, brother. We'll do a little bit of role play with Tom Richie right now from Legacy's podcast, the greatest cannabis podcast on the planet. We might want to be thinking about next Friday. It's already October. Ask yourself what you have accomplished. It's actually true, Neiman. You're right. Could be any Friday. Yeah, you listen to the show on Friday. It's true. Yeah. So ask yourself what you've accomplished and write it down. And look at it from a perspective that it has been written down. John Petricelli coming up in a few moments. Petro's points, 3 benefits coming up when I wrap up this conversation on the done list. Why the done list works. It completes the loop. Your brain relaxes when it sees closure and progress. So again, I try this today, guys. Create your to-do list for next Friday, but reframe the words as if the stuff is done. And then work backwards. I've done it. It works. You've heard me talk about it before with my teams. We do quarterly meetings acting as if time has already happened. If you can trick your brain into thinking that something has already happened, I'm telling you right now, through my own experience, you're going to create motivation through momentum. You're going to have reduced productivity guilt. You're going to have better time awareness. And I think smarter planning. So here's my invitation to all of you guys. Don't let unfinished tasks define your day. No. Track the wins, look at the evidence, lock the lessons, and stack momentum. Because, gentlemen, progress is proof. And that's the point with the red words where our producer Jimmy is supposed to change the screen.
Community Corner, your wins, your spotlight.
This is where we celebrate you or roast you with love.
Bob Proctor. Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name, Bob Proctor? What's Bob Proctor again? I'm thinking Bob Proctor. Richie, help me out, man. I know that name somewhere, but I'm just trying to think where I know it from. Hey, guys, you guys can join the show with us live right now. The phone lines are going to be open in a couple minutes here. 431-300-3005. You can join us in the comments. Vertical stream, horizontal stream. Yes, that's it. The most powerful way to manifest the life you want. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I knew I heard, but isn't the proctologist? Hey, let's bring up the bullshit professor, Jimmy. Let's bring up Jon Petricelli. John, isn't there a... He's reading Mad Magazine. I love it.
Oh.
How are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Hey, isn't there what's a proctologist? Isn't there something about a proctologist? Isn't that something to do with our... Am I out of sorts here? No,
I'd have to Google that one. I don't want to produce what it is that I'm trying to eradicate. So I'd have to look that one up.
How's my brother from a different mother this morning? Our resident bullshit artist, resident bullshit professor, Dr. Jon Petricelli, always joining us on Fridays. I love this segment. What's he got on today? He's got his Blue Jays hat on today. He's got his Silver Surfer t-shirt on today, and he's reading Mad Magazine. This dude is absolutely from our generation. How are you, pal?
Good. Yeah, I listening all week to the show. Another great week, I think.
Tell me.
Of great topics and things. I had a few things though that I thought maybe perhaps the rest of Mornings in the Lab Nation might also have some similar questions. So
I'm curious.
I have the first question I have for you is, are Jimmy and Melissa real? Are they
yes, Jimmy and Melissa are real. So Jimmy joined me. So Jimmy and Melissa have both been with me now for, I guess, coming up maybe now in a couple of years since I've started this journey. Melissa joins us from Africa, South Africa. Melissa joined me, I guess, 2 Octobers ago. Awesome. Now Jimmy, come see, come saw.
You're not sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I know he's real, but sometimes I wonder, it's sometimes, I'm trying to make him the most famous live show producer in the Philippines. Working on it. So,
yeah.
So, Jimmy's real too. Yeah.
Because we consider them part of the community.
Absolutely. And we have Rahima. Rahima's our newest member. Well, Rahima's been on for a while, but we've elevated Rahima to get her, she's more active with our team now. So we got our 3 active our crew members, Rahima, Jimmy, and Melissa, and John Petro. They're fucking awesome, man. This show doesn't exist without them. True story.
All right. Yeah, I just thought that it would be fun to see them once in a while, maybe pan to them, for a couple of seconds, see Melissa roll her eyes or something like that. That would be nice. Just to know that, that they're actually there and they're.
We'll work on that. Oh yeah, the proctologist. They're the ass doctor, Petro.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
So I knew why I knew about it because I don't mind a good old butt every now and then. I kind of like the butt. That's maybe my as a man. I really enjoy the female's derriere. So maybe that's why I knew about the proctologist. I'm just thinking.
That'd be a good reason.
Yeah, just think. But then there is Robert Corlett Proctor, was a Canadian New Thought self-help author, and he was best known for his New York Times best-selling book "You Were Born Rich" and being a contributor. And he's the Proctor guy that Tom Ritchie was talking about as I was dropping my to-do list, done list. Hey, for you, what do you think of the done list, Petro? You're a psychologist. What do you think of the idea of the done list?
I use it all the time. I got mine right here for today.
I love that. You do. Talk about that shift in mind, how it works.
I think for me, it gives me the satisfaction that I can cross things off. I cross it off and check it off. I get a double kind of.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I can see, well, what are the things that I still need to do, and then what have I accomplished, rather than relying on my memory.
Yes.
So if I just rely on my memory, it's kind of a fog, and but it's nice to look back at the end of the day. So I've been using this since, my goodness, graduate school, so probably 25 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I would have just a list of things, even if they're just minor things.
But I like the idea of framing out the changing of words from done to do, because when I think, and I really can't be more literal. When I'm thinking of done, how I feel, for example, there's just when I train in the gym, there's some things that I don't like doing, don't enjoy doing, but I operate in the brain of it being done, and it helps me get through it. It's actually, I think it's a really powerful mental exercise.
Yes. Yeah.
Shifting the framework of the word instead of to doing it, I've accomplished it. You know what I'm saying? And tricking my brain that I've already done it.
That's much better tactic, because if you just rely on memory to remember, well, what you have to do, we call it prospective memory. So it's a memory. It hasn't actually occurred yet, but it's like, okay, I need to remember to turn off the oven, right? You're more likely to turn off the oven if you keep reminding yourself, but you're using mental energy to do that.
Yes.
Right. Just write it down.
Yes.
And it'll be a lot easier.
I'll tell you something that it's actually come up here this morning, last 12 hours. So ChatGPT, OpenAI, released something on their mobile app today. It's called Pulse. its purpose is to anticipate your done in your to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, as you keep talking to it, when you wake up in the morning, it will have a notification and content in anticipating things that you are going to be doing and helping you along the way. I started using it today. It's actually pretty fucking freaky and pretty powerful.
Pulse. I'll check it out.
Pulse. Yep, absolutely.
Check it out. Yeah.
100%. All right, what else you got on the docket, brother?
So I think I have pretty good hearing. I think I heard the last couple of weeks some sound effects that were, and I was thinking, well, maybe it was just John farting or something, or Grok trying to get in, butt into the conversation or something. But I love the sound effects. Yeah, just random things,
So it's funny because I was much better with the sound effects back in the early days of the show with Marty, but I've not that I've gotten away from them. Actually, here's the truth. So what I need to do, I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of my journey here. What I need to do actually is I need to spend some time reorganizing my soundboard down here so it's a little more easier for me to operate in the middle of the show. But you know what I just do, John? I just rely on Andersen's burps for the sound effects.
Okay. Yeah, you can get some there. Yeah.
And I love how good time's always counting. So, it's funny because we'll go through the show and sometimes we'll be wondering how many times he's burped, and out of the blue, we'll know that John's burped 8 or 9 times. But yeah, we certainly can do a much better job with the sound effects. I appreciate that. And I thank you for calling it out. And we are going to do a better job of that. And I want to thank you too for sending over the note for our guests on the mute tab.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. That took me at least an hour to figure that out. But it works great now.
Hey, Tom Rich has a question for you, brother. One for you. Tom Rich has got a question for you. I want to know what Einstein book John has on his shelf behind him. It's right next to Andersen.
That'd be Walter Isaacson. I'm a Walter Isaacson fan. That's
so
actually he's just really gets so deep into various lives and he's the best.
You know what I love about that? Hold on a second. I love about this is that when he did the biography on Jobs and Elon, we as humans, because it's a product, are focused on the end of it. It's the book. But you know what fascinates me is the old phone call. Hey, I'm Walter Isaacson. Can I come hang out with you for 4 years?
Yeah.
Pardon me. Yeah, I just want to be around you for the next 2 or 3 or 4 years and just be everywhere so I can write a book about you. And that to me is fascinating, where everywhere you go, this dude is hanging around, observing, taking notes, asking questions, all because he's creating an opus about you.
That's what I believe he does, because he gets so deep. But actually, my favorite would be Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, tell me.
He wasn't able to walk around with him for 5 years, but I listened to that twice actually after I read
Isaacson do a book on Da Vinci?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. But yeah, anything Walter Isaacson, because Einstein has, I don't know, probably dozens of biographies, but the ones that I've read, I think Isaacson's the best.
You know what's crazy, Petra? I was in London a number of years back, and we were touring, whatever it was, and we went by Westminster Abbey. And you've been there?
Yes, I have. Yep.
It's crazy when you just pause and put your brain into the awareness of time. And you look around, you're like, holy fuck, Edison's buried there, Einstein's buried there, and some of the world's most impressive minds are there. And you're like, that's perspective, isn't it? When you're like, and here's what I found crazy too. You go to New York City, and New York is old, 100 some odd years old. You're like, okay, old buildings. Then you go to London, you're like, oh, you're 1,000+ years old. And it's just the perspective of it. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, Westminster. That's got to be a bucket list for a lot of people, I think.
Yes.
It's definitely highly recommended. Even if it's, late December, Boxing Day, gloomy, rainy. That's when I was there, and it was great. I love London.
Me too. One of my favorite places on the planet, man. What a great place.
Yeah. All right, so I got one other thing.
Tell me, brother.
But it's built with a question here too. So I heard, like, with John and you were talking about today about sort of guest ambivalence.
Yes.
And the possibility sometimes, you can't anticipate precisely what a guest is going to add or subtract, from the conversation. So I hear I love Jon's consideration of, well, let's look at the data. I think I take that seriously. But I was thinking about another possible solution.
Tell me.
And so first off, though, I need to ask you, how long of a YouTube clip would you be permitted to run on the show? Like a YouTube clip that's not.
I can run as long as I want, frankly. What do you like? Do you mean like an intro, like a clip, like in the show itself?
Oh, no, like a readily available YouTube clip that someone else might have on their channel.
However long we want to make it. True story. We can make it a short. Okay. Shorts can be 3 minutes long. Horizontals can be as long as you want. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Okay. Well, so what I'm thinking is that you could essentially have 10 ready-made clips of a guest that you would otherwise have on the show, right? And have the information just played as opposed to having them actually on the show. And then that wouldn't slow down the conversation that you and Jon are having. Right? And then you would be able to have most anyone that you would want on the show.
This is true. So let me share some behind the kimono with you about guests. So I like guests because guests bring different voice, different perspective.
Yeah.
Right. And I think our audience sometimes wants to hear different voices, different perspectives than Keith and Jon or Marty all the time. So I like that. Mm-hmm. I think guests bring audience. And what I've learned, and you are a prime example, you didn't know we existed. You got a taste of it. You're like, oh, I kind of like this. You were on the show. Now you're back. You're a regular. You tune in all the time. And we've got a community member. We got a friend of the show. We have a guest of the show. We have somebody who listens in and contributes to the community. It all started because you were a guest. So that's another great reason why I like to have guests. And truthfully, it's also fun when guests are also shitty because then we can make fun of the whole experience as well. So it becomes content, right? So I respectfully disagree a little bit with Jon, because I know Jon's and Jon's very protective, and I can respect that and appreciate that, and he's got a sense of this is comfortable for me. I don't mind. I don't mind it not being unpredictable with our guests sometimes, and yeah, but I also will say this too, is that you're going to continue seeing us blurring the lines intentionally with our characters and our real humans. And I got some really cool things. I'm hoping to bring them more into the live experience where you're seeing more Sterling, more Preston. Are you enjoying the Sterling and Preston stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I was just thinking too, I think what you're saying is more than fair, with regard to guests. That's why I call it guest ambivalence. But,
yes.
I was thinking like for today, for instance,
yes.
I don't think you would need to have, a genetics scientist come on. They're going to take too much time. Right.
I completely agree with you.
And so, but you could run maybe a minute or two clip of a genetic scientist describing what in the world is CRISPR, Cas9, and what in the world is evolutionary co-option? How does that work? I don't know what those things.
but I know what your point though is.
Things I have to look up. Yeah.
I know what your point though is, and I'm actually. This is crazy. We're talking about this because I listen to a regular show here, local show here daily, my local sports show here, and they do a really good job. And I want to get better at this too. Let's do a role play. Let's pretend you were that geneticist, right? Well, maybe I don't want you on for the whole morning show, but maybe I want to talk about the fish butthole conversation. So maybe yesterday at 2:00 in the afternoon, you and I have a 15-minute meeting. We record it, and then we take some of those clips, like you said, and that becomes part of the conversation. So I like that, right? So Keith and Jon break down the butthole fingers thing, and then while we're talking about it, we're weaving in the expert commentary, right? Or maybe Tom Ritchie can't join a cannabis conversation, but I want to talk cannabis, so I meet with Ritchie or you. We record some clips. So yeah, you and I are aligned, brother. I like that, and that's my ambition to get there because not everybody can join us live, right? Not everybody's really good for 30 minutes. To your point.
That would be lovely. That would be lovely because what you just described, I found the article in Nature.
Yes.
And it doesn't, I don't think it mentions buttholes really anywhere, but I mean, that's what they're basically talking about. In the paper. And I've heard of CRISPR. I sort of know what it is, but not really. And now there's shoot-offs of CRISPR to do
CRISPR things. Gene editing. It's crazy, man.
So I was kind of looking that up while I was listening to the show and
love it.
Yeah. If you're doing that help them do that for us, that would be lovely.
I love it. You know what I love? I love, and Melissa said this to me last week, and I want to say it publicly. I'm so grateful. That's the word I'm going to use right now. I'm so grateful for the attention and for the what's the word I'm looking for, Melissa? You called it out last week. The attention and the awareness and the commitment, this just the interest in what we're building here. I love it, man. I really do. I'm so grateful that I've met such awesome humans, right? And between yourself and Good Time and Bernard, Lady Drew, people show up and we have great conversations. And then we got a new guy here today. Brandon Jansen shows up, finds us, and he's like, fuck, I love this shit, man. This is a great show. True story. We're trying one day at a time, man. One day at a time. Hey, how was your concert last Friday, man? How was the fucking concert?
Fantastic. I mean, these guys are, Alice Cooper. I mean, these guys are so, I mean, they're sort of timeless music.
Yes.
But I was just blown away by how the vocals were so clear and, I mean, just so powerful, especially at Judas Priest guy. I don't know his name. I mean, he's unbelievable. I mean,
how did they look up there?
I could see everything. Yeah, they looked a little, they had the, maybe the dad bods, but they're still rocking it, man. It was an unbelievable show. Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's absolutely cool. Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. What do you got going on tonight? We're going this weekend.
I got a free weekend this week.
Nice.
No tennis tournament. No big concert. I think I'm just going to relax and watch some football.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, last weekend I was driving 1,000 hours to see my boy play some hockey, but tonight I'm watching his game on the tube. Yeah, I'm going to be able to watch it on TV and not leave my house, and I like those days as well. So it's really good.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, Paul. Listen, I'll let you get after it here. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time. I've grabbed you for those 15 minutes. So, like I said before, I love this segment. I know our community does. So I'm glad we're doing these, and we're going to keep them up as long as you're game for it. We're going to do Petro's points every Friday. Points from John Petrocelli, our resident bullshit artist. Good time. What car did I rent? I rented actually a Ford Bronco. You know what it cost me? I'll tell you in American dollars. It cost me $102 for a 3-day rental.
Yeah.
Like, who buys cars these days when I could rent a car for $100? No insurance. I just drove it, brought it back. $102, John Petrocelli.
Yeah, and all the wear and tear you don't have to pay for now, too.
Dude, unbelievable to me, actually. Unbelievable to me. $102. I was like, sign me up. I thought it was pretty decent, too. So, yeah.
Sign me up, too.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie. $102. It is cheap. Yeah. All right, we'll let Petra get out of here. Brother, I appreciate you.
All right, brother, thanks.
You take care, okay?
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, John Petrocelli's out of here. Lady Drew is joining us. Let's see here. We got the Drew Meister. I think this is Lady Drew. We haven't heard from Drew in a while. What's going on, Drew? Oh, hold on. Is that Drew?
It is. The Lady Drew, the true Wonder Woman with a Siamese cat personality.
We haven't had Drew in a while. How are you, Drew? What's shaking?
No one's had me in a while, honey. I'm still single. Just wanted to call. I wanted to call and let everybody know. I don't have a fish asshole, but you know what? I deal with many every day. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and always enjoy yourself and your life. And, always be positive and keep moving forward.
I love it. Lady Drew dropping on a Friday, always dropping some good words and some good logic. Our resident, you know how we like to talk motherfuckers in this lab. Our resident daddy fucker, Lady Drew, hanging out with us always with lots of love here. You can go find Lady Drew over on LinkedIn, and Drew is here every single morning with us in the lab. Drew, what do you got going on today?
Well, I got just about everything done today, so I'm going to be relaxing. My doggies and my cat are washed. I just did my exercises, full body exercise I do each and every day. And I was doing them while watching your show. So today I'm just going to relax. We all need quality time for ourselves and with our loved ones. And with me, I'm a single mom with my 4 children here, my 3 dogs and cats. So we're just going to have a wonderful day. And I hope everyone else does too.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Drew. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining the show. You are always with us, and I appreciate that. Lady Drew joining us from the Carolinas. always with us in the show. You guys can connect with Lady Drew over on LinkedIn as well. I'm looking at the comments here in a quick second here. I'm just going to get Grok sorted out here, who's still here in the community with us. Yes, good time. That was for 3 days. I picked it up on Friday. I dropped it off on Sunday. That's what I mean, man. Like
tell Grok I said good morning.
Oh, Lady Drew's still here. Look at that. I didn't even know that. Lady Drew's still here. I thought we said goodbye. Drew, I appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you later, okay?
You're fine. Blessed be everyone, and I love y'all.
All right.
Now, for now.
Drew is out of here. See you, Drew. Oh, I love it. We got, yes, Tom Ritchie. It's true. Lady Drew needs that new and upcoming Tesla Pi phone. That's fucking funny, man. That is so funny. Yeah, good time was true, man. It was $102 for 3 days. I honestly don't know why I would buy a car. Actually, think about that, right? Okay, so I either go cut somebody a check for 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 grand, or I cut a car payment every single month and watch it depreciate. I'm just telling you, man, folks got it all backwards. Okay, or I go get an on-demand car for 3 days, $100. I don't know. Just saying. Michael Global, the future is masculine and feminine, business, health, community, encouragement, highlighting the process of life is a journey of learning. I get you for that, my friend. I get you for that. All right, Jimmy, we are officially in overtime here on Mornings Live with Keith, Jon, and friends, and it's time to go over into the community corner where we are going to spend some time celebrating the folks on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Substack. Jimmy, I think actually we're already there, aren't we? Yeah, I think we did that open already. So let's get into some conversations here on YouTube. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So Jonathan Briscoe says binging motivational content without acting is killing your purpose. Well, Briscoe hasn't found Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends yet. Briscoe, what's shaking, brother? We motivate content. We have motivational content every single day on the show, but we always encourage our folks to act with purpose. But I know you're talking about pointing out that if you wait for perfect conditions, you're never going to start. That's a true story. What's Briscoe's comment? His call? Create scared, create imperfect, create anyway. He says, God blesses movement. Hallelujah. Not endless planning. He even lays out a 5-step plan. Lower the bar, embrace the cringe, schedule the fear, self-talk like a friend, and remember, it's not about metrics. It's about what? Tom Ritchie? It's about legacy. Yeah. The clarity you want, it doesn't show up before step 1. Fuck no. It shows up after you start walking. How do I know? Pole. Yeah. I climbed a few mountains in my life. How did I do it? One step after another. I lowered the bar. I just had to walk. I didn't have to run. I embraced the cringe of the whole situation. Shitting in a paint can. I scheduled the fear knowing it was going to be fucking tough and I was going to be scared along the way. I self-talked myself and everybody in my group. And you know what? It wasn't about how quick. It wasn't about how easy or how difficult it was. Climbing Kilimanjaro was about a legacy. It was about moving past the past. That is motherfucking clarity. So, here's the question for you guys, nation. What's the one thing you need to stop consuming? And finally, start creating. All right, let's move over to Substack. Woo, baby. I'm feeling the energy here today. Yes, I am feeling the energy here today in the lab. Frantically pressing buttons to get to my next topic of discussion. And it starts with Chuck DeGroat with Shakin' Chuck. Boom, 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 boom. Chuck shares that too many people who try to help others, try to fix others while ignoring their own brokenness. That's like the electrician coming to your house and saying, yeah, I'm going to come fix your house, but my folks' house is broken. What? Good intentions go sideways when unhealed wounds leak into leadership. Oh, I like that. That's when boundaries get crossed, burnout spikes, and trust shatters. Well, Chuck argues that outer work means nothing without inner work. True leadership requires integrating pain, reckoning with your shadow. What? Reckoning with your shadow and slowing down enough to let that character catch up with your calling. So, nation, I got a question for you. Ears up, everybody. Are you doing the hard inner work today? Or fuck, are you just pretending? Or are you just performing growth for the feed? Are you one of those performative males? Because if you're one of those performative males, I invite you to get out of here. I do. I invite you to go to that performative show that just talks, no action. Yep, that's not us. We're all about action here in the lab. All right, let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it going. Where are we heading to next? With my buttons. We're going to make our way over back to LinkedIn. Yes, think about the worst boss you've ever had. I think if you asked my team, it wouldn't be Keith. That's another true motherfucking story. I invite you to ask anybody I've led. I'm going to suspect I was not their worst boss. I'm going to suspect I might have been their best boss. Yeah, I'll say it. Fucking rights, I'll say it. Think about the worst boss you ever had. The one who drained the room, micromanaged, or was so stressed out that they couldn't support you. Think about that guy. Wow, LinkedIn's workforce confidence survey shows you're not alone. 7 in 10 people would quit over a bad manager. Holy fuck, man. My skin gets in knots on this one. Because here's the twist. Only 30% of workers even want to step into management. Why? Because they've seen the burnout up close. Because they're not taking naps, Richie. They've missed the nappuccino. Middle managers are squeezed, expected to deliver results, keep teams happy, and do it with fewer resources. Haven't they heard about pulling levers? Most of us know someone promoted for their technical skills but never trained to lead. And that followed is brutal. So let me ask yourself something, guys. Nation, here's the question. If your company tapped you for management tomorrow, would you even want the job? Yeah, Lady Drew, that's a good way to get to know a new partner in your life is share a paint can and go shit in it together. Yeah, true story. Hey, Lauren. Yes, let's go climb Kilimanjaro together. All right. Guess what? Yeah, we've been together for a few months, getting to know you. Yeah, let's go shit in the paint can together. Pardon me? That's a true fucking story. Oh, baby. All right, guys. That is it for today's Community Corner. If you want your story featured, well, follow us. Tag us in your next post. Better yet, why don't you come join us on the big show? Just like John Petrocelli does every Friday. Petros Points, about 9:45 Eastern time. Just like Lady Drew does, just like Bernard does, just like Good Time, just like Tom Ritchie, just like Michael, just like Lauren. It's like all these awesome humans that join us every single day on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right, guys, we're going to work our way over back to LinkedIn because there's some dude there named Alex that I know we got a little celebration to get after. Jimmy, Melissa, let's get after it.
What happens when an architect trades blueprints for virtual worlds? Instead of just designing theaters and museums, he began crafting experiences that let audiences step inside stories themselves. His work helped test sightlines in major performance halls, brought Star Wars into open source VR, and built groundbreaking XR theater productions from Lincoln Center to holiday classics. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Alex Colombi, CEO of Agile Lens and one of the most creative voices in spatial computing today. Follow Alex as he keeps pushing the edge of what's possible when imagination meets immersive tech.
Alex turned a career in architecture into a mission to make stories come alive through immersive technology. What's shaking, Alex? We're celebrating you today. He's one of the first to use VR to solve real problems in theater design. And now his studio, Agile Lens, is leading projects that range from Lincoln Center Productions to reimagining Star Wars in open source virtual reality. We're going to celebrate Alex today because he proves how powerful technology can be when it's used for creativity and connection. Yes, he's not just building the future of XR, he's teaching and inspiring others to build with him. So Alex, here's how it works, brother. We're here to celebrate you today. I love your work. I'm a little bit of a nerd myself. Spatial computing, VR, AR, XR, all the R's, all the alternate realities we are talking about. And you know what, brother? I love to bring you and that awesome smile to this show so we can get to know you. So the entire Mornings in the Lab community, including our resident bee expert, Bernard Artis. Hey, if you want some honey, go check out his subscription. Yeah, the honey subscription, Bernard Artis, Bee Drive. But hey, Alex, honey aside, would love to have you on the show so we could give you the creator spotlight so you, Alex, can shine it on somebody in your orbit as part of a next creator spotlight on an upcoming community corner right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and everybody else every single day at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, baby, we're going to rock it. Ever notice how most deep content online feels like the same reheated leftovers? Another life hack, another half-baked psychology take. But what happens when someone dares to strip away the fluff and actually make you think? From breaking down capitalism and human psychology to writing with no pretense, he's built a weekly space for the overthinkers, the questioners, the quietly rebellious minds. A former tech VP turned truth teller, his essays cut sharper than the noise. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Josh Walker, the voice behind I Drink, I Think. Pull up a seat, pour a drink, and follow Josh for real clarity. Toque man. Love the toque. I know you guys don't call them toques in the States. What do you guys call them in the States? You guys call them beanies, I think, eh? All my resident Americans. Good time. What do you guys call them? Beanies, I think? I call them toques. Melissa, what do you guys call them in Africa? Toque? I fucking love that toque, man. I think I'm going to wear my toques this winter. Oh, you call them beanies too? Yeah. Yeah, I call them a toque. T-O-K-U-E. Nation. Richie knows what I'm talking about. Because Richie's like me. He's a good old Canadian dude. Yeah. Toque. True story. Hey, Josh Walker isn't here selling easy answers. Nope, he's not. He is not promising 10 steps to happiness or quick hacks to freedom. No, fuck no. That's not what he does. He's the guy who sat with the hard questions long enough to realize most of what we're told is just noise. And instead of keeping that to himself, he built I Drink, I Think, a place for the restless thinkers. As long as you're drinking the right stuff there, mister. The people who feel a little stuck in the system but can't stop questioning it. He writes like he's in the room with you, drinking, hand cutting through the bullshit. Well, it's funny. I got a podcast called I Smoke, I Think. I smoke a bong and I think, and I share it with you. Yeah, Richie knows what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I drop the best ideas. Just bang a spliff there and just think. Just spitting out fucking logic. Non-stop logic. That good old sativa. Just crush it up, roll it up. I smoke, I drink. I'm sorry, I smoke, I think. There you go. A place for the high thinker. With Keith Bilous, Tom Ritchie on Mornings in the Lab. Oh, wait, that's not the right script here. Sorry. We're talking about the guy who writes like he's in the room with you. I drink, I think. Drink in hand, cutting through the bullshit. Bullshit. John Petro. Josh Walker. Brother, having some fun with you, man. Love to have you on the show. We are here. Just got distracted by Melissa's. Yeah. I Smoke, I Think, a weekly segment here. True story. That could be a good one. Sponsored by Legacy's Podcast. There you go. So, hey, Josh Walker, I want to invite you to the lab. Love to have you here so we can celebrate you and we can celebrate somebody in your orbit on an upcoming Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. So, Josh, the invitation is open for you to come on here so I can give it the light and shine it forward. All right. Woo, baby. Wow. Big show today. Nation, that is a wrap on another Friday inside the Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends universe. Guys, we're building a universe here. Do you know it? Do you see it? It's slowly coming to life. Sterling and Preston leading the Morning's Conversation Network, the Morning's Conversation Desk. I'm excited to be introducing to Sophia Grant over the coming days and weeks. Sophia has been working with me right now on an incredible center stage segment with Evan Marks. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I think it's going to fucking blow you all away. True story. Evan was here a few weeks ago. I sat back and we're creating some really great conversational content. So between Sophia Grant, between Preston and Sterling, we're still looking for Frankie and Tommy. I know they're out there. I did see a picture of them. I think, well, I don't want to speculate. And I know Melissa has been out there looking for someone to lead this community corner segment. So we have Sterling and Preston leading our Morning's Conversation Desk. Sophia Grant is looking after our center stage. Well, we are in the midst of hiring somebody to take the lead on our community corner segment. So look forward to having somebody that in the future. All right, a toque. In Canada, a toque, pronounced toque or toque, is a knitted winter cap with the alternative spelling toque, and is used year-round in Canada for warmth and as a fashion item, as I'm burping myself through this. While it can also refer to a chef's tall white hat, in the Canadian context, it almost always means a knitted cap. Well, if we're talking about our friend Charlie, Mr. Goodtime, he has a pretty complicated word for it. And guys, Charlie calls it a hat. True story. It's a true motherfucking hat from Good Time. Today on Mornings in Alive with Keith, John, and friends. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. I appreciate all of you. I say it all the time. You guys have a choice where to spend your time, and you guys make a choice in the morning to spend it with myself and John and Marty, Melissa, Merhima, Jimmy. And I'm just truthfully grateful for that. So I'll see you guys in the Mornings in the Lab community. I know we have gotten away from our Friday afternoon stuff. It hasn't gone anywhere. We've just been pulling levers. We only get so much time. So we're going to be bringing that up. But I hope to see you guys in the community. Sullivan, I appreciate you, man. Good Time, head sock. Yeah, is that what it is? Fuck. Oh, man. Yes. And B-Drive, I appreciate you, man. Guys, go get your honey subscription from Bernard. And I'll see you guys in a couple of days, okay? Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys in the feeds. And I'll see you guys in the Mornings in the Lab community. Ariel, what's shaking, man? I see. Oh, I can't leave yet. We're live. And Ariel just popped in. Ariel M. Ariel, where are you joining us from today? Melissa, Jimmy, I see Ariel here, so I'm just kind of hanging this on for a second here. Ariel, where are you joining us from? Say hi to everybody. What's up, Holroyd? I didn't say goodbye to you. Holroyd, go check out Holroyd's stuff, too. Holroyd joins. He's the original OG. Oh, yeah. Ariel joining us from LinkedIn. But we're going to get out of here. Guys, we'll see you in a couple days, okay? We'll see you guys not live, on demand, but we'll be back here live on Monday. Have a good one, nation. The Handsome Chief. He's out of here.